Charm, she's a stunner. Flipping through gloss into the latest craze. Trying him to cook, oh how they dazzle they. We keep it real, spilling the truth. In a circle of acquaintances, always from lipstick shades to lips we sharing the vibe, feel the edges that they crease. Page by page, return our worlds. Sisterhood strong and life unfurled.
Hey, ladies and gents, we are back for round two. I'm going to try not to hold y'all too long. And we already, I think everyone that was in the live number one, we said we was going to keep it cute, high level, not nothing too graphic. This the only visuals you're going to have right here. That's it. So hopefully this is not too traumatic. Okay. This is the only visuals I have. I felt like we could keep it high level, as I said earlier, with standout moments. And then I got the little categories that we're gonna talk about. And at the end, you know, when we wrap up Diddy, if it's something else y'all want to talk about, we can. I've already taken my bath, I've already eaten. I done washed and blow dried my hair, so I'm ready for bed. So I can give y'all a little time. I don't have nothing to do but roll over in my king size bed. No matter what Nesto say about the air mattress in the one room, baby, I got a bed. Okay. Tanya B say he look ridiculous. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, come on in. Sure, we'll give them a few more minutes. We'll give them to the 5-minute mark. And then we'll get into it. Like I said, I'm going to break it out like, what do y'all think about the jury? Anything shocking y'all heard about the jury? Like that. You know, that's the nature of my questions. If it makes sense. We'll keep it cute. But I think when, you know, the individuals I have in here are the ones that would say, I can't do it. Vic to the Veil said she couldn't do it, but she said if I keep it cute, she could. So I appreciate you being here, little sis. Let me speak to everybody in the chat. Oh, and I did not make it to Dawn's testimony on Friday, so I will be asking the ones that, you know, did make it through far as watching other content creators and, you know, reading publications. What did you guys think about it thus far? Because I didn't make it to her on Friday. I was busy. Hey, let's talk about it. Oh, hey, Vic to the Veil. Thank you so much for coming back. I'm going to try to keep it, you know, not graphic, you know. Hey, Chanel. Hey, Jackson. What's up, sis? Hey, no, how are you? I don't think I saw you earlier. You or Jackson. Y'all may have been busy. But hey, y'all. How y'all doing? What is it? Set it off Sunday. Patty, saw you most definitely. Tanya be here. Saw you. Hey, I said what I said. You was actually there on the panel and on my duty. Puffy looked ridiculous. I read that one out of order. I had to read it again. Laying in my bed, baby, and watching my box TV by our damn self, okay? Because we ain't got no mans. Listen, I ain't got to teach nobody how to cut grass, how to pressure wash. I ain't got to teach day labor trades, okay? I'm just saying. I ain't got to hide my debit card. The sketch artist is wrong for that pig. I drew that picture. I'm just kidding. Sure. Are they trying to make it though, like back in the day when they were black and white? I don't know. Tanya B looking best and do. Lord. Hey, all back again for the front porch. Thank you for coming back, AK L350. And Muffin, you joined us late as we were getting ready to end live number 1. So thank you so much for coming back. Hopefully you got caught up on live number 1. And at the end, which I don't anticipate this being that long, we could talk about whatever. We can do like an open panel. I don't mind. I done all my chores. I took care of my body odor, my hair odor. I was okay cleaning glass up early. I had a glass dish explode. Oh no, in my oven with food in it, so I missed the earlier one. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I sure did. You make my day. Oh, thank you so much, Muffin. Okay, y'all, let's get into it. This was week 1. Right? It seems like it's been like we're at least on week 3 or week 4 with all the information that's been coming out as far as the testimonies, the visuals. This visual that we have here from the sketch artist. What else? The video footage, photos, just so much has been coming out that we cannot believe that this is week 1. Okay, so if you had to vote right now, let's say, would you say he would get a guilty or not guilty verdict? I don't even have a list of his charges. That's something I may need to get. I know Rico is one, but I think under his Rico indictment, like Nesto, he has charges. I think maybe around 30 plus charges, but I don't even know what they all are. So right now he's still guilty to me. You know, I haven't seen anything that made me feel like he's being set up. So I'm gonna say guilty. I'll start out with guilty. But it's a lot of information. Oh, now there we go. Put my verdict down there. Okay. Let me see who I saw somebody else. Oh, Make It Rain. Hey, Make It Rain. Thank you so much for joining us. We're just getting started. We were just talking in general. And everyone was speaking to each other. Oh no, sorry to hear that. I know. Messed up a perfectly good meal. And I had to clean out the oven. I hate cleaning out the oven. Wow, what a mess. I would have been so mad. Yes. Right. It was much with Puffy and his bad antics. Yeah. And it's supposed to last 8 weeks. It hasn't even been 8 days. That's how I feel, AK. And I'm like, shoot, the jury, who are we gonna start with my line of questioning? Baby, y'all think the jury gonna need counseling after this? Because I did read somewhere, I don't know what day it was, so we could just combine all days together with my questions. Do y'all think the jury is gonna need mental health therapy? Because I think they are. The state need to go ahead and cover that. They need a therapist after being in there looking, listening, and having to deliberate and give a verdict. Baby, they're gonna need some help. They're gonna need to talk to somebody because I don't know how they could do it and remain sane. Thank y'all. It scared the ish out of me and my kid. I know, like, if somebody pow, do we need to fall to the floor, tuck and roll? So, first question, do you think I'm gonna try to type it in the chat. The jury is going to need therapy. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Me, my answer is yes, unless they're crazy. Okay. Diddy is guilty for me because of all the shits that he got away with starting in the 80s, in my opinion. Yes, I watch Gene Deal. I tried to catch as many of his interviews as I could possibly catch. I've already saw the new ones that was released as well. And I mean, me just being a lover of music and just listening to some of the songs and the names, especially Tupac, he was talking about Haitian Black and Mobb Deep, and like he was dropping a lot of names in his music, and to see how all that stuff tied together, listening to Gene's interviews is very, very interesting, very, very interesting. It kind of fills in some of the holes that I've had for years. I would have talked my way out of that jury. Okay, they took people from my area, and I don't know how they will make it through. Speaking of that, when I was throughout the week, everything I'm talking about is going to be from last week. And I don't know what day, Monday or Friday, but from last week, I will say. When I was looking at like the jury instructions and the questions that we went over here on the front porch, I found it interesting that they did not even eliminate or omit jurors, okay, if they had already had knowledge of the case, far as they've already seen that video with him and Cassie, or they've, read, let's say, People magazine, or, whatever news outlet that may have been covering this prior to, jury selection. The fact that they kept them on there, that was kind of odd to me, but I guess, the jury said they could make a decision, based on the facts and the evidence and the testimonies in court, and they would not use that against him. But I'm like, how, Sway? How? How, Sway? How? Because I mean, in my mind, I've already labeled him guilty prior to the trial started. I mean, I think I'm biased. Yes, they will need therapy. Agreed. Okay, Gene. Yeah, yeah. Gene deal sings like a bird and do. But he got all the teeth. Nobody is talking about the chick at Howard. Well, we talked about it a little bit in our timeline. As far, wait a minute, can you put it in the chat? No, you know how to do it where it won't hold your comment. But we did talk about the incident that happened at the celebrity basketball game. So if I remember, there were several individuals that lost their life, there. So are you talking about that or another situation? Let me know in the chat. Because it would be hard to find someone that had, and okay, Georgia Peach, and welcome to the chat. So Georgia Peach says, as long as you could be not, biased, and you could put that to the side and look at the evidence or whatever is being presented and make a fair decision, that was okay. Not that you feel it's okay, but they could move forward with the jury process. Essay that Howard. Okay. See, and that's a lot of this stuff, like we're saying, he been getting away with it. This could be his karma. That was City College in Harlem where they had the show, and people, I thought that was in Howard with Heavy D. Am I wrong? Why did I think that was at Howard? Correct me. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So I didn't want to put words in your mouth. Yes, ma'am. She said, yes, ma'am. That's what I was trying to say. How do y'all feel about the jurors that's trying to be taken off jury duty? I think it's one juror and one alternate. My thing is, when they did the questioning for the jurors, when they did the Q&As, and they were saying that they could fulfill, this duty as being a jury. I don't understand why they did not put, on their Q&A that they had a sick wife, or they had, whatever their circumstance was that could come into play, with them, served as a juror. So now I think maybe it's too much for them. They just try to get out on the back end. But I'm like, when you did the questionnaire, that is what you should have put on there, and maybe they could have, stuck somebody else with those duties, because they only have, 6 alternates. We don't want to run through them so soon, so quickly, because if those 2 leave, then they only have 4. I personally think he's disgusting, but if I was a juror, I would think I'm an adult enough to listen to the facts of the case. Okay, Major's wife, and welcome to the chat. I got you. It wasn't New York. Hey, Miss Boogie Down, you came in to speak to us as promised. The incident where he oversold the tickets was City College. Okay, I'm sorry, I misspoke. Thank y'all for correcting me. So in Howard, it was an essay. And in New York, it was the incident where people were unalive due to the it being overpopulated. Okay, thank y'all so much. Okay, but Miss Boogie Down said her older brother, who is his age, was there. Yep, and I think Diddy's what, 55 or 58? I want to say 55 though. You can look it up. Okay, the Stampede, 9 people. Okay. Now, Grandma said she didn't like Puffy Sis did. Grandma was right. Granny knows best. Granny knows best. So thank y'all so much. The City College incident was similar to Travis Scott concert. Okay. Thank y'all. Yeah, people were crushed due to overcapacity. And they probably was pushing, trying to get to the stage, and or I don't know if something pop off, a fight or something, and people were trying to run. I don't know, okay, 55. Okay. He's 55. I don't know why I want to say 58. Okay. Anything else we want to add about the jury? We finna move on. I did see though where they says one of the male jurors looked off when they were playing the freak off, not the freak off video, but the video from the hotel when Cassie was being physically assaulted. Okay, that helps with y'all sticking in here with me. They did say one of the jurors appeared to, kind of look off. Maybe he couldn't watch the video in its entirety, and maybe he was one of the ones that may have been seeing it for the first time. But I did see some tea about that, or some of the reporters that have been there. Gene and Puff were very nonchalant and now concerned after finding out people lost their lives. He said Diddy thought it was good for him as a promoter that the place sold out. He's heartless, very self-centered, very heartless. And I guess he said free promo. But I get, it was great that it sold out. But when it sold out, that should have told you that you're going to have to make sure that there's exits, people are going to be safe, and, your security can manage the crowd. You need crowd control. Everybody know what it is with him. Yeah, it will be hard as hell to find folks who don't know, what's going on. Yeah, that's what someone was saying earlier up in the chat. Okay, my next question. So far, who do y'all think has been? Because okay, I'll rephrase this. Because to me, everyone has been saying, as far as news outlets, that Cassie is she's the glue to this case. Like she is the witness or victim that is going to sell this case. But so far, there's been what, 5? Let me see. Israel, Daniel, Cassie. Oh, 4 and Don. There's been 4, those 4 individuals on the stand. Do y'all feel like Cassie is the star witness or the star victim? Me, I kind of I'm kind of up in the air with it. I'm kind of up in the air with it because I felt like, and I may feel that way because Cassie had the lawsuit. She, you know what I mean, and she had the book. So some of her, and we've already saw the video prior to trial. So I kind of felt like, in a way, I feel like no, because we kind of knew her story, maybe not all the graphic things that happened that she's spoken about, but I felt like with the men, they kind of tied everything together for me. You know, they kind of filled in some of the blank spaces for me, but I don't know if I would, who I would pick if I did pick one of the men, Israel or Daniel, Israel Flores or Daniel Phillip, because I feel like they kind of collaborated. They put the stamp on some of the things that Cassie alleged happened to her. Okay, I've been thinking that this Diddy situation is going to hurt Nesto's essay case. That may be dropped. Nesto has not been indicted for that. So, and Diddy's federal and Nesto's is state. You think, okay? She says yes. It depends on the smoking, yeah, pow that they present. Okay, at the last 2 weeks. So, okay, Georgia P said it's too early. It's too early to say that. Okay. Hey, Rat. Hey, Eve has many faces. Here Friday. You here? I promise you, the chat can be my witness. We have not said anything graphic. We've been keeping it PG. Don't leave me, baby. Don't leave me, baby. Okay, so far I haven't got the tea on Dawn's testimony yet because I think she'll be back on the stand tomorrow, right? So I'll get caught up with her, but I will say about Daniel, I think he's the one that was at the hotel. He has some issues. He has some issues because he was, giving facts and details that weren't in his report, and he was kind of called out on that. Like, why is that not in your report? You know what I mean? Why you didn't say that? That type of thing. So, he may be the weakest link at this point. He may be the weakest link for me. Let's see. Does Ernesto still have SA charges pending? Only the CP charges were indicted unless all the charges were indicted. He has not been indicted. They are still there, but Nesto has not been charged as indictment wise with the SA charges. And they may be dropped like the CP. I didn't make it beyond day 1. First hour with Cassie, so I don't even know these men, but they were before Cassie. So if you made it day 1, just real quick, like, without giving any graphic details, Israel Flores. Oh, I had it mixed up. Israel Flores was the security guard, former security at the Intercontinental Hotel in LA, where the physical abuse happened at. Okay, the video that was on CNN and everywhere, I stand corrected. I had the wrong name. I have some notes, that I previously had when we did our timeline. So he was the first one to be called to testify. Okay. But when he was giving his testimony, he gave way more details than what he provided on the day of this incident in his job report, because they didn't call the police or anything like that. So I'm assuming he just wrote, something just to record the incident, for the hotel protocol. And then, of course, he recorded, he recorded some of that video that Diddy didn't know that he had. Okay. And then the second person to testify was Daniel Phillips. And he was one of the escorts, okay? And then it was Cassie and Dawn from Danity Kane. Sorry about that. I had the wrong name. I thought, oh, wait a minute. I skipped something. I think Trump is going to make a art of a deal, okay, with Diddy and pardon him. Hey, love to laugh. From my understanding, you have to be, I think they have to find him guilty first, that he can't do anything prior to, him being found guilty. But I'm not a legal, person. That's just something that I heard just with, researching and, different, being on different outlets. Oh, and here's Tanya B following up with Trump already said no, allegedly. Yes, those charges are still lingering, but this may strengthen that part because witnesses may feel better telling more. Okay, Georgia Peach, I see where you're coming from. Trump can be bought. Or, Trump, the orange man like to do things just to piss people off too. You know what I'm saying? Because even though Diddy appears to be Democrat, when he had his vote or die, initiative going on. But we know Trump will do it just to piss the people off for a shock value. So I don't know. Puppy has nothing. So okay, so he has to have something, that he wants. He got to be something interchangeable. Okay. Let's see. And I don't mind y'all talking about Ernesto, so I don't feel like you taking away from the conversation. I don't mind it. I've been thinking from the beginning that the orange man is going to pardon him right before he leaves office after he's been sentenced. Okay, Georgia Peach, now that happened. I'm going to give you your credit. I can see anything happening at this point. Okay, he will pardon Derek Chavez before the diddler. Okay, I like the diddler. That's true. Orange does like to piss people off. Also, Orange was a Democrat too. Okay. He is extremely petty. That's how I feel. So I wouldn't be shocked if it happened. He is extremely petty, but zesty puff. Oh Lord, I'm loving the names. Yeah, talking a lot of ish about him doing his first term. That's why I was saying when he was doing the vote or die campaign, that I don't know if that would happen. Tanya B here laughing. Sure. Okay. Most shocking thing that you have heard. Golden showers. The golden showers was the most shock. Not that it was shocking because I've heard Young Miami say she liked the golden showers, but the way this was the way that I read that this went down with the mouth, that was crazy to me. That was crazy to me. That was the shocking, and I'm gonna just leave it like that. Orange Man parted with Diddy. Okay, if he will pardon him too, if he did it for those low level rappers who would do it, he would do it for Diddy for the right price. Okay, so he got it, but like, so y'all said he gotta have something to offer, far as money or whatever, something to exchange. He was already personal friends with Wayne, so he was already the Orange Man was already friends with Weezy F Baby. Everybody partied with Diddy. Yeah, and that's another thing too. While we on this, if he was to get out, pardoned, or found not guilty, do y'all think people will want to associate themselves with him? Not maybe privately, they may call him and say congratulations, but publicly, I think people will still want to distance themselves from him. And please hide all the females in your family. Me too, Lady T Bug. It was gross. So that was the most shocking for you as well. Me too, Miss Boogie Down. LOL at the low level rapper. He didn't pardon Kodak. Kodak ain't stuck in jail like that though. Kodak is out. But I get what you're saying. Oh, another most shocking thing for me. Well, I have two. I have two others besides the golden showers. The $10 million. I did not know that Cassie had a payday from the hotel. Okay, so I was shocked to hear that. Okay, that the hotel had settled with her, and that's Intercontinental Hotel of LA. That was news that I did not know. Okay, so that was new news for me. So she got 10 million from the hotel chain. And then to actually for them to put a number on what she got from Diddy, because you know that was top secret sealed. So she got 20 million from Diddy, 10 from the hotel for a total of 30 million. Um, those were things that I did not know. So if y'all could think of something that y'all did not know, that y'all heard during the first week of trial, drop down in the chat. Those were three things that one was shocking, and the other two I did not know, and I was shocked to learn the monetary amount of money that she's received. That's a good point because this is the first time I didn't see celebrities come out to support Diddy. Tory Lanez has more support. Yeah, I agree with that. And I don't even know what he does, child. He a auto tune rapper singer. No, he's hot. That's why I think they bought all the okay, the degeneracy up. Yeah, because the public will look down on it. So even if he's found not guilty, what Friday is saying that in the court of public opinion, don't touch that. We don't want to be associated with that. Okay. I think the diddler is done. Nobody will touch, yeah, his butt for a while, if ever again. And when is the last time he's put a music out? I know he tried to make his son a star, right? And he couldn't even do that. So it seemed like in the music business, he was already losing his momentum, in my opinion, allegedly, because his son came here to little old Tallahassee doing homecoming, and I was like, what the hell he doing here? I wasn't impressed with Diddy Lil Jr. Okay. Um, so it seemed like he wasn't really, that hot, in the music industry anymore. Did I read Miss Boogie? Now you already know the piece of shit can be bought. He is giving away our country. What? I'm just listening. What part? Yes, I didn't know the Intercontinental paid out. Right. Okay. So that was shocking and new news to you. I was shocked about the hotel, but she should have paid her. They should have paid her off. I agree with that. Cause your I don't know what y'all protocol was, and I don't care who was up in here. He should have called the police and let the police handle it. You know what it is? These ninjas are supporting Diddy on the low. Baby, if they got a mom, a grandmother, a aunt, a daughter, a female feline cat, they should not want to be nowhere near him. Granddaughter, any females in their family, in their life that they respect, they should not want to be around him. Because how could you? He does not respect women. Everything in Trump Hotel in New York is gold. Okay. Even his showers in the bathroom. So Trump has a golden shower. Speaking of the room, now this was something I was like, kind of like, what? It was my what moment when they said it was staged, the rooms. like with candles, I guess, like set the mood with the Glade, the air freshener, so they can, make sure they keep the room fresh. But just learning that they would stage the rooms and Diddy would pay for them to come and do certain decor to the rooms just for these free calls. And then of course they would have to clean it up afterwards, and he would pay for any damages that happened to the room. I was like, what? His son don't have no talent at all. Laughing my ass off. Not little Junior. Yeah, Junior, baby. Okay, that's the spirit of Biggie and Pac and all the others that he has wronged. Right now, he is definitely guilty of DV. Okay. They laughing at you, love to laugh. It's because of him having relations with other celebrity men that's keeping the support on the low. Okay, I can see that. And the low level ninjas are supporting him. Hey, Gabby girl, welcome, welcome. Diddy became a socialite. Right. It's like he kind of transitioned from the music, and we don't know why, if it was the power that be or it was just his time. And yes, he became a socialite. And of course, he had, other, business avenues that he was, pursuing as far as Revolt, his liquor, Ciroc, and some other, business adventures. But he did actually do become a socialite like the women usually do. Oh, warming up the baby oil. That was something else that was kind of like, what you say, Willis? We warming up baby oil now, baby, to put on the body. That was weird. Now, him signing Cassie to a 10 album deal was crazy work to me. It's like, who gets signed to a 10 album deal when they have not put out one album? You don't know how it's going to sell. You don't know like how it's going to hit with the people, but you got me locked in for 10 albums? That was crazy work to me as well. What's going to be my next question? Oh, we talked about the lawsuits. Cassie husband, he made a statement, and they made him leave the courtroom because he may be called to testify later on. He's on the witness list, so during the testimonies, he was asked to leave the courtroom. But he did make a statement, to let the people know he support his wife. He was privy to a lot of this information, if not most of it, throughout their marriage, So leave his wife alone. Leave his wife alone. Oh, this a good one. Who was y'all most shocked to hear in the testimonies from last week, far as celebrities names that you heard? Because y'all kind of talked about some of these, we talked about celebrities a little bit, and maybe some of these men on men he may have hooked up with. Y'all said a little something a little earlier up in the chat. But as far as the names that was dropped when it comes to celebrities, were y'all shocked to hear any of the names that was dropped last week? Yes, for me. Prince. Okay. That's my boy. Y'all know we love Prince over here on the front porch. So to hear Prince name drop, even though it was just Cassie attending one of his house parties, but because she didn't let Diddy know, Diddy pulled up on her. Okay. But I was shocked to hear Prince's name. Okay. I was shocked to hear Britney Spears' name. So those are my two shocking celebrities names that I heard during the trial on last week. And I got some others that was mentioned. But Prince and Britney Spears, I think with Britney Spears, they were in Miami with hanging out with her, Dallas Austin. I think we all knew that Kim Porter name probably was gonna come up, but how they put a spin on it, like Cassie was jealous of her relationship with Diddy because, of course, I guess Kim's his soulmate, and she had the kids, and Cassie wanted her position. So I think we knew Kim name probably would come up, but I don't think I would have thought it would come up in that way, far as her just being jealous of her and she wanted him to, I guess, love her and put her first like he did with Kim. But we heard Michael B. Jordan name, Kid Cudi, but mine were Prince and Britney Spears. You heard Dallas Austin named quite a few times. I was shocked to hear just some of the names that's been dropped. I'm pretty sure we're gonna hear more, but I was shocked to hear those. I wonder if Kid Cudi gonna end up being there. Since he say, he allegedly blew up his car. I wonder if he's a witness. Cassie's mom. What y'all think about Cassie's mom? I had a conversation with a friend earlier talking about Cassie's mom because it seems like her family was in Connecticut. They weren't, there to see a lot of what's going on. But I heard that her mom is on the witness list. Y'all think Miss Janice gonna come up there and talk? And don't forget, if you heard any of Dawn's testimony, let me know what y'all heard because I haven't checked her out yet, but I will. And it's also Heavy D and Craig Mack. No 504. Oh, you're saying the people for the Get Back. Gotcha. The talent fell off, but his name alone still kept him in the limelight and gave him access to business opportunities. That's why he started branding liquor and other items. He knew the music was done. I could see that, Major's wife. Uh-oh. Zesty Puff. Not talented either, in my opinion. Of course, I agree with you. That's why he always needed a very, very gifted and talented artist, to be on the song with him. Because individually, by himself with no features, baby, who's buying that? Not me. Yes, ma'am. At Miss Boogie Down, he wanted to serve another term because of how much money he made behind the scenes after his first term. And I think they're talking about the Orange Man. Diddy has survived for over 3 decades. He has support, and there's a lot of people in high places, okay, that he has dirt on. Trust me, he is very powerful. Don't sleep on his range, okay? Right. That boy isn't good. Tell me, it sounds like Cassie still loves him. Y'all think Cassie still loves him? I agree, and I don't trust that husband either. Exactly. I have no faith this man will really serve a long time in jail unless they unalive him or Trump. The pool full of baby oil. The pool full of baby oil was shocking. Okay. Yeah, because she had to be glistening like turkey on Thanksgiving. Based up real good. It's because of the streaming that a lot of those music moguls start investing more into other industries. I can see that. Also, how many artists have 10 albums? Right. No one on Bad Boy for sure. Right. That's a lot. More like Stockholm Syndrome. Yep, that's what I said the first time we discussed the trial. I feel like it's Stockholm Syndrome. And, drugs. The amount of drugs and the type of drugs that they were taking, she had became an addict. And that's sad because, we could talk about grooming. We'll talk about grooming at the end. Let me write it down. We should have started out with that. Okay, I don't think the husband knew a lot of what came out. I don't see their marriage lasting a year. I don't think he's going to be able to handle some of what he heard. Well, she had a whole book written up. I'm sure the husband read it. Yes, I learned Michael B. Jordan can't keep a woman. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I agree to some extent, but I think she really loves him. I heard his name, but I didn't know why. I was shocked to hear Chris Brown. Really? I'm not sure how many album artists has in a deal, and Rihanna finished with all her albums with Camel, and that's why she doesn't care about making a new album. I agree that he didn't know, but I think he'll stay for the money because he's broke. They live with her mother. Yep. Also, I think he took advantage of her too. Janice should be in a cell next to her son. Child, Miss Janice in her wigs. Child, I hope Miss Janice get quality wigs if she take the stand. Somebody in New York do Janice hair. It's shocking that Aubrey didn't have enough to criminal information to be a witness. Okay. Exactly. There go Vicky. I think his talent came from his eye and ear for talent. I can see that too, Vicky, because it's definitely not him. You know what I mean? To me, he's never been a talent alone. I don't know anything about him. Some men can't unsee or unhear no matter the money. Maybe she will give him some kind of settlement. Okay. Y'all talking about the husband, so I know what y'all talking about. I think a lot of what Aubrey has is unscrupulous business practices and hearsay. But she did have an affair with him, not like a cheating affair, but she was involved with him, a sexual relationship with him too. Miss Boogie Down, I think he's connected and had blackmail material, which is why he stayed locked up. It was his turn to be offered up. So he a sacrifice. Okay, Vicky says she feel like he's the sacrifice at this point. Okay, that deal was a way to trap her. Yes, and to groom her. That was a part of his grooming process. She wanted to be successful. He knew that and used it against her. Because you would say, like, let's think of some of your favorite big artists. And if they even have 10 albums out, like Janet Jackson. Think of some of them. Do she have 10 albums? And she just popped in my mind. Okay. Yep, because he's not. I'm wondering if she is still addicted. She said that she went to rehab, I believe, in 2023. The husband knew the basics, maybe not the details, but I don't think anything she said surprised him. I believe he may have seen the abuse at some, right? Because they were talking about how she was going back and forth sleeping with the now husband and Diddy. But I think it was because she wanted the drugs too. The drugs played a huge part. If you ever, like, I live in Florida. When them crackheads was out here, baby, them crackheads was out here, and they'll do anything. When they're an addict and they're addicted, and they don't have the money or the resources, right? They'll do something strange for the change. He's the reason she even sued. That's why I think he's in it for the money. Okay. If Janice takes the stand, she'll pass out for a dramatic effect. I like that, Vic. Okay, Alex saw the abuse at some point. I think that's what their connection. Yeah, he knew she was being mistreated. And someone says that Alex's mom suffered from domestic violence. So he may have that same her complex that some people have you know, when they have something like that happen to a loved one. I was shocked to hear that Cassie hired that crazy guy that's in jail for powering a rump hotel or golf course. Really? Much better today? You were shocked to hear that? Okay. Yeah, laughing at Vicky. Yeah, that was funny, Vic. Okay, Lauryn Hill has one Dangle official album, and it is my top 4. Right. That's a classic. That's a classic, Vic. To be honest, Cassie wasn't talented either. No. But I say allegedly, you know, since someone the content creator, but I agree, Friday. And he knew that. That to me was a part of the grooming process as well. He knew that she had the look, okay, that the exotic look that they say is important now, you know, over talent. So she had the look, but the talent, no, allegedly. I'll just put it like that to keep you. Okay, I did not know that. Yes, true, Vicky. Mary has over 10. Definitely Janet Jackson does. It's not a lot, but it exists. Okay. Well, I said to testify for Aubrey, but I think that the whole federal case is because of Aubrey. She is the mistress of Orange Man Jr. Do tell. She contacted Cassie to get her to purse. Oh man, did they cut her off? Was that it, Georgia Peach? I feel like they kind of cut your comment off. To pursue. Cassie to get her to pursue. Okay, it's a whole mess, but I wish the best for Cassie and her children. Yeah, because she been through a lot. So I'm not even hating on her getting her coins because, baby, she been through it and nobody was going to save her. In my opinion, they didn't care if he put her in the dirt in the backyard. You know, obviously nobody was going to help her. Miss Boogie down, but are the deals renewed? They called the investigator to tell what was in the hotel room for a reason. They're setting the stage. Okay, I can see that. She was trying to break free from Diddy, and Alex helped her break her mind free of the control and belief that she couldn't escape. But she was backsliding and doing the dope twerk for Diddy. I agree with that, Vicky. Perfectly said. Exactly. She had the look. And that one song is still the jam. You like that? You've been waiting so long. Baby, I like the beat. At the end of the day, we really don't know these people. We fall in love with music, movies, etc. It's shocking and heartbreaking to see and hear the stuff they do. That's true. That's really true. Me too. She is still young. And I mean, she wanted to be a mom. So she's on baby 3. To me, Diddy was never going to wife her. He was really never going to claim her. He only wanted to use her as the fun party girl. And I guess at some point, he would have gotten rid of her. She would have been walking around here looking like Gina, that video model that went through everything, video vixen that went through everything. She looks horrible now. Most people who have 10 albums didn't release them under the original record label. Most had to pay the label to move on and make new music. Okay. Aubrey did have an affair with Donald Trump Jr. and Diddy. I'm not mad at her for getting all of those tax-free millions and setting her kids up for life. Yes, Aubrey said Junior started messing around after she was on Celebrity Apprentice. Oh, do tell. Sure did, sure did. Okay, that makes sense. What deal, sis? That's for you, Tanya B. Yes. Did they ever say if she got pregnant when she was with Diddy? I have not heard, Vicky, but that just could be something that I missed because I try to tap in when I can, due to work. But I don't think I've seen anything. But that's why I said, unfortunately for her, she didn't realize to me that he was grooming her and setting her up. He had a plan for her, in my opinion, allegedly. And she fell victim to it, she really did. And it's sad that she didn't have the inner strength, the love, the self-respect, just to say, baby, keep that shit. I'm going to Walmart. Welcome to Walmart. Did you find everything you need today? She chose, wrong, and she was seeking that love from him. And he was never gonna, he was just only using her. And I'm sorry, she was gonna end up like Gina, on the streets, cracked out, looking horrible. Miss Boogie down the record deal, but Major's wife just answered. Okay, cool. Tanya be here. I vaguely remember hearing something about her being pregnant at one point and unsure of the father. I'm not sure, Big. I need to make note of that. In case I see it, you can come back and just revisit it, and I'll tell you what I heard or where I saw it at. Let me see if I got any more questions, because if not, we can open it up, open panel. We can talk about whatever, because I think it's pretty much it. We already talked about the jurors. I just think after they have seen all of this evidence and photos and video, baby, I need to go lay on somebody's couch. Gina said he stomped her belly while pregnant. Well, you talking about, yeah, Gina. Gina's still missing? You talking about baby mama Gina? I was talking about that video, Vixen Gina. And she cut off from friends via isolation, which would have been, yeah. Yeah, that could have helped her escape. Yep. I agree with you on that, Georgia Peach. Her friend that Vicky told me, dang, what's her name? Vicky, her friend. And she said they're still not friends. They didn't even make up after Cassie left. Vicky, what's her friend name? You told me last week. She said they still have not spoken. They didn't be in their friendship, even after she left Diddy. After she got dangled over, the balcony and, slapped around. She was 18 when they met. By 19, she was dating the hottest producer in the world. I cannot imagine what that did for her ego and self-esteem, not to mention where was her parents in all of this. Her parents lived in Connecticut, and I could just only associate this with me and my daughter. When my daughter went away to college, I did not see her every day. I didn't even talk to her every day. I thank God, she didn't have to go through anything like this, but I could only know what we were talking about because I didn't see her. She went away for college. So I'm not out of sight, out of mind, but I didn't see, when she was in college, I may have saw her 3-4 times a year. I wasn't seeing her like that because I wasn't driving to see her every weekend in college or even every month in college. And she was 4 or 5 hours away from me. So her family lived in Connecticut and they were in Miami They were in LA, California, Atlanta, Vegas. When she called, I mean, she probably was normal, what was normal to her parents. I don't have iPhone, so we not FaceTiming. My daughter doesn't have an iPhone either. That's why I believe Cassie Gina Hunt is her name. I believe that's what I'm talking about. There's an old interview she did with Tasha K exposing her abuse and sexcapades. I can't remember her last name, but I just remember her first name is Gina, but I'll look her up and then we'll revisit that because let me write down. I just remember her first name being Gina, but oh my God, I feel so bad for her. I'm pretty sure we're talking about the same one. Girl, if your ninja hit me in the head and stay, I would be I would be your friend either. Yeah, because you pick sides, sis, and I cannot be here. It's shocking they could have gotten off with disease from all of this. Right. No protection. That's another shocking thing. He did not want these escorts using condoms, which is crazy to me. At 22, she was not her parents' responsibility. That's true. And I know for me, like I am close to my daughter, but again, she's away at college. I'm expecting if she need me for her to call me. I'm not there. I'm not hands-on. We don't share email, or I don't have passwords to her phone, her emails, her social media, or nothing like that. So I truly would not know if she was in trouble to this magnitude. I wouldn't know. I'm not trying to, I just wouldn't know. Yeah, that's her name. Gina Hunt. Okay, they got disease, I'm sure, probably the source in her mouth. Major's wife. I told him I was gonna be cute. Let me look her up. I just was like, oh my God, when I saw images of her, she was so beautiful. No, that's the baby mama. No, I'm talking about the video vixen. If that's no, I'm not talking about the baby mama. I'll tell y'all tomorrow who I'm talking about. Isn't that Gina is one of his kids' moms? Not her. She's an old video vixen, like out back with Superhead though. I believe she was supposed to be the second witness and she paid off. Okay, so y'all, yeah, talking about Gina. Yeah, Gina missing. Allegedly, she was eating the baby. Oh, batter. Gina, and Lives mom are not the same person. Yeah, I'm not talking about her. No, her name is Gina. I know her name is Gina. I just don't know her last name. I'll get it for y'all tomorrow though. I was not telling my mother my business. Yeah, about my man when I was 22. I hid everything because I knew she would approve of me dealing with abolishing drama. Right. I agree with you, like not approve, okay, because like she's in college, like I pray for her, and I pray for her safety. She had a car, so she could get home. She knew how to drive on the highway, but I could not see her face to face as I would if we lived in the same city. So I can imagine living in Connecticut. That's way more distance than me and my daughter had, from each other, so that would be hard. That would be hard. And she's supposed to be off being a pop star. The family would be alarmed if they didn't hear from her. Right. Now, Melissa Ford, she swears she don't really have nothing to talk about when it comes to the industry like this, but I'm side-eyeing her. No, the baby mom, a different lady. Yes, it's a different lady. I'm gonna find the one that I'm talking about, y'all. And y'all be like, oh, if you were oldie like me and was watching a lot of the videos back then, you will know who I'm talking about when I show it to y'all. And then by the time she probably really realized what was going on, she probably was ashamed, because a lot of victims feel ashamed as well. And who can really tell their parent that they're going through all of this? Freak offs for 4 days, being beat, having to have cosmetic surgery on your nose and your eyes to correct, wounds that you got during a physical altercation. How do you tell your parent this? I don't even know. How do you tell your parents that he blew up somebody you was seeing Kid Cudi's car? You know what I mean? How do you tell your parents, you're hooked on drugs, and you can't even go without being on drugs because you want to stay sedated, so you can't think about what's going on? I don't know how you would be able to tell this to a parent. I'm glad it's over with her. And one thing I do hope, is that a lot of young girls see her story, and I hope it makes a difference in their life. I hope they see how you could become influenced, for all the wrong reasons, and get into a situation that you can't get out of. So hopefully this is an educational, point for some young girls that may be going down this road. Right? I could never tell my mom and family something like that. You hope so too? I mean, because this is like the classic case. I mean, for me, I feel like he groomed her, he kept her around, he gaslighted her, and then he snatched the rug from up under her. And at that point, she was too far gone, too far in it to walk away. Everybody don't have that inner strength, to do it. She probably would still be around in some capacity. She didn't tell them to keep them safe. Yeah, he could have been threatening them, as well. That was smart, especially when she did choose to stay most of the time. Yeah, yeah. Anything else we left off? I think I did a good job of not being graphic, not traumatizing anyone. Because I think after read Superheads books back in the day, that kind of was an eye opener for me with the sex, drugs, and things that go on behind the scenes, in the industry. Because like we've heard things, but to actually see how she put it in that book, oh my God! But I think Cassie got her beat. He threatened to send, oh yeah, the freak off videos to her family, expose her. That is true. Carrie, okay. Thank you, Vic. I'm like, what was her friend name? You just told me. Because I'm like, who is Carrie? Yes. Yeah, Carrie and they still have not mended their friendship. Sometimes you can come back together. She should have gave Carrie a damn $1 million or something. We talked about Wale the last time we talked too. I'm gonna try to find the one that I'm talking about. When I show her to y'all, then y'all may know who I'm talking about. I just feel like she was gonna end up like her. If I could find her. Cause I saw her on Facebook last year. That people was like, I'm like, I can't believe this is the same lady. I got her wrote down. I'm glad y'all didn't traumatize me because I was prepared to like the video and move on. I promise y'all, I'm a weakling too. That's why I like to talk about kids. And some of these kids that been left at home, and then they can't find them because I'm weak when it comes to certain things. So that's why I said I'm gonna keep it cute and I'm gonna keep it high level. But I don't need to be having nightmares over here. And I may have the wrong name, but I'm gonna find her. It may not be Gina. Y'all know I mess up a name in a minute, but I will have it tomorrow when we go live. Okay, so now we on open panel. Anything else y'all want to talk about before we end the live? Do I need to drop the link? I read the Superhead book 1 and 2, and she made it sound like she was turning Diddy out, baby. She turned Mr. Marcus out. So I listen, why not? Let me drop the link just in case anybody want to come here. You can talk about anything. It don't have to be about Diddy. Okay. Here we go. I just dropped it, Vicky. I think I was dropping it at the same time. And then I could do my research and somebody come up here and I could find the lady that I'm talking about. Her name probably not even Gina. And Vicky, when you come up here, tell me how I did, because you was the one that said, I don't know if I could do it. I could take it. But I think since you want to come up, I must have did good. Okay. Done good. Okay. I think I know who you're talking about because she and Young Miami were arguing. That's Gina. That's the other Gina. I'm not. I know who y'all talking about, but that's not who I'm talking about. But I'm gonna find her. Child probably got the name wrong. Oh, let me bring Vicky up, and I'm gonna look because knowing me, I probably have the name wrong.
You said this is a hey, you did excellent. You kept it cute. You kept it cute because this is not a cute story. I mean, it's okay. Yeah, it's not a cute story. It's very dark. Just a second, sorry.
I can't talk shit today because oh yeah, Tyson Bedford. I can't think about when seeing Tyson Bedford and Tigger is super. Girl, I may have to go back and
Oh,
read that now that all this stuff coming out
yes,
just because I think I'm gonna go back and revisit at least book
girl.
one because book one was the best one
But
for
yeah,
me.
book one had the juice. It had all the good stuff in it. And I just happened to I'm just gonna say I just happened to stumble across the Mr. Marcus video, and
Vicky,
I
he
just
said she outdid him. He tried to come back and redeem himself, but I was like, really, Mr. Marcus?
she had him running, and because I was looking like, oh, okay, let me write down some notes. Okay, all right. Because I mean, Miss Ma'am, she really was a pro. She should have just went professional, like really professional. Because she ain't done nothing else with her life. What she do besides get with crazy men and become even crazier than herself? The
Right.
book, I think, reading that book now is it was poorly written. I was just in it for the tea, you know.
Yeah, I went in there for to learn how to subject predicate and that the period. I
Right.
don't even care if it had a period in there. I was for the tea, honey.
And I remember my ex boyfriend. He bought it for me because it was crazy. His job was doing a book fair, and they sold that book at the book fair. So he came on and brought it to me like as a surprise. And I read it. He said, "I want you to read this, and I want a report." I said, "Well, why don't you just read it?" No, 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 no. I can't. I can't. I'm a man. I can't read that. Just come back and tell me what everything that was said, and because I want to know. he wa-
Okay.
he wanted a full.
Major's wife done gave me a recommendation, Mrs. Holly Grove. What can I get it on Amazon, Major's wife? Because I'm going to get it.
How come I don't know about that?
I don't know who it is, but I'm gonna get the damn book, baby.
No 504. Do you know about that?
Where's she at? Oh, there she go. Y'all, I'm going back to get these books. I read it in a few out, baby. That's how I was with Superhead book part one. Oh,
Mhm.
God was selling that book at the book fair,
That's what I
baby.
said. Yeah.
They said
My
she smelled like fish. I could believe it.
she didn't have an editor. Okay. So I'm gonna look. I'm gonna see if
Oh,
it's
she
on.
says on Amazon, baby. We gonna get it.
That's
Okay, y'all. Who I was talking about is Susie Perez. I knew I had the name wrong.
Susie Perez.
I'm finna
Hmm.
pull up. Uh,
There's a couple people who, here's what I like, and this is just a little bit dark. There's so many people connected to and tied to him that I think the prosecution is only going to touch a certain. They only want to drive home. They don't want to put in the conspiracy theories, but there's so much connected to this man.
right.
So the stuff that they did bring out
You
is
see
okay.
her while you talking.
S- Oh, I have seen her.
This is what I feel like Cassie was gonna be if she didn't get up.
There's another one who's a video vixen. Um, what's her name?
All these damn pop-ups.
I've
If
seen.
you know her from back in the day, she was a backup singer for J Lo.
Really,
And the producer, who the producer?
Diddy. Yeah. Have you seen Cubana Lust?
No.
Cubana Lust was another video vixen.
Hit your camera,
Sh
baby. Okay, there she go.
oh,
Oh,
me?
she
Oh,
dropped.
so
No, she'll come back.
okay.
Yeah, winter sex. Winter. Oh Lord, y'all talking about from the book Coldest Winter Ever.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if that's some
Yeah,
of that
Wendy
is
Williams. Yeah, Wendy Williams.
Wendy. I feel like this is part. Like Wendy's like her incarceration is part of messing with Diddy. Like he's still bitter over her at this point now. He he's so well connected. I mean, Sean Combs is he's very well connected. But what I was saying in the chat was
Okay.
they had a lot of these people didn't know that they were being recorded.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
So um this was just his turn because they're like, oh, you want to record us because he's got videos on some people um that we don't know about. What's the name of the book, Miss Holly Grove? Because Mrs. Holly Grove, because I'm now I'm sitting here Google searching too.
You lost track, Miss E. I kept it cute. I got star ratings from the chat and the panelists.
But oh yeah, so real quick, he's connected to so many people that like once they kind of found out once they did the raid on him and they found out all these tapes because I really do think it was Cat, it was Cassie told them, "Oh, he's recorded all of these people." She helped kind of facilitate some of this and told him, "Yeah, he's got recordings of all these people on tape and doing these things." Some, oh Lord, some of these names that you'd be surprised about, and they couldn't let that continue to go on. They somebody dropped the hammer. It's like it's time for him. He got to go ahead and sit down, and he knows not to go ahead and he knows not to um put the names out there of who's on the video because they're never gonna like release the names who are on all on these tapes. They're not gonna do that. They're not
Hey,
gonna put it
Marjan.
because I believe it's politicians, some some real big actors on there. They're not going to really. I mean, there's people on those tapes who I've heard some serious names who they know that they're on the tapes. They've been contacted by the feds and they've been told just keep quiet and we're gonna handle this from here. So I'm gonna yield my time. I'm not sure who's up here.
Miss Boogie Down. So this is who I was talking about. She was in a lot of videos back in the day, and
Look
it's
up.
This is her now.
Wow.
Look up Cubana Lust. Cub or Cubana. I think she changed her name to Cubana Yolanda. She was a video vixen. She
She
was
looked
on.
like her.
Yes.
Okay.
So she like Cuban chick. She was like real big with World Star and like the videos and all. She was a video vixen, and she is tweaked out on these streets here. I think
But
she just
that's how
had.
they get them with these drugs.
You
It's
right.
these drugs. That industry is very,
It's
very
not for the
demonic.
weak.
It,
Yeah.
it, it it's not even for the strong. It's really like you are chosen, like who's gonna survive, and
Yes.
everybody else is just like that's it. Like you
Yeah.
you really gotta be in. I remember when I came and moved from New York and I moved down to Georgia, David Banner was
Mm-hmm.
speaking at an event that I went to, and he was basically indirectly, you could even tell like with him, he was holding back information, but he
Yeah.
was informing people who got like kids who are athletes and stuff like that. He was like, hold on to your kids. He was like one of the and I didn't even realize it. And I'm a big baseball fan as well. But he said
Mm-hmm.
one of the people that he had the pleasure of meeting and that he admired was Derek Jeter's father. And he was like, because Derek Jeter's father, even though it really technically wouldn't have held any weight because Derek was an adult when he went to the minor leagues before joining the Yankees, his father made him sign like a moral clause with him. And what David Banner was saying was like at the end of the day, he was like, if I was into certain things, my career could be so much more. And he said, and I
Yeah.
know that I'm not being offered anything that nobody else who's just as talented, if not more talented than myself, is being offered. So the mere fact of like I was saying with her, granted, yes, and I understood what you were saying about your daughter going away to school and all that other stuff. I have a grown child as well. But what I was saying was like she met him at 18. And I don't understand where the dialogue was with her and her mom, because I
Yeah.
think of like
My
the
daughter
R.
went away.
Kelly.
My daughter graduated from high school in, let's say, May. June, she was taking summer classes at 18. I was not there. Like I wouldn't know what she was doing, who she was around, because I'm not there like I would be if we lived in the same home in the
And I
same
get
city.
that, but I'm thinking my child, and again, I'm not judging any parent here. I was making a statement as a
No, I get
parent,
what you're saying, but I
and
mean, it's if you
I just
cannot
think I
go.
would have been more on my kid being with the hottest dag on producer in the world at 18, 19 years old. And that's all I was just saying with that. I get the fact that our kids go away to school, we're not on it, and we're living our lives too, right? We're working, we're paying for them to go to school, right? So we're doing what we have to do as well. But I was just like, wow, because I mean, she wasn't obviously always on drugs and stuff like that. It just seemed like to me, like, and I think about the R. Kelly young ladies and the parents and stuff like that. And I'm just speaking from a empathetic and sympathetic place, no judgment on the parents, but I'm just like, wow, your kids around these people, and we hear as adults, we hear the stories and stuff like that. I just, like there wasn't like a check in and stuff like that. Like I just, like I said, when I came down here, and I know I'm all over the place, but when I attended that seminar, and David Banner spoke, I didn't even realize he was a Georgia resident, a native of Atlanta, and he spoke, and I just listened, and I was just like, and we're going back here to like maybe like 2018. And so I can only imagine, but the things that he was saying, it just frightened me. At that point, I had a kid who was getting ready to go to college, and it just made me aware, and it made me do some things that I probably wasn't normally going to do offhand, but I know I was very smothering, because it's just like you just don't know. And he was just like, you got these kids, they got these big dreams, and he was like, and you don't realize how fragile, and how vulnerable they are to this industry. He said, whether they're entertainers, whether they're athletes. And he was like, and parents, I'm just telling you, hold on to your kids. He talked about one of his uncles and just always, no matter what was going on, like his uncle would constantly be blowing up his phone and stuff like that. And he was just like, and he was grateful for this man, like because he was just like, it just, when it came to him having immoral situations, if you will, being presented to him, it helped him to make better choices. And he was like, and then again, anything can happen, right? He was like, but it's just it's amazing just how demonic this industry is.
Miss
And
Boogie
like,
Down.
mhm,
I just want to
mhm.
correct you real quick. David Banner he's a native from Mississippi because that was I have to make that
Okay, did he
correction.
grow up in Georgia, in Atlanta then, or did
I
he
think
relocate early or
I
at a
think
young age or something?
I think he relocated because we were so
Okay.
proud when I was going to college in Mississippi. We were just so proud of him. So I just have to make that correction. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, but I know like he spent a lot of time in Atlanta, and maybe that's where his career started or whatever have you. Maybe I just misunderstood exactly what he was saying, but
Yeah,
I
probably was
know
a lot
like,
of information.
yeah, I know. Yeah, it really was. And I,
Hmm.
and the funny thing was, like, I knew who he was. Obviously, wasn't really a fan. Didn't dislike him either. But I was just listening to the information, and I was just like listening from his viewpoint. And then I did my research on him, kind of like after the fact, because I was like, yo, he's pretty dope, and he was just very transparent. And he was just like, I could definitely be. He was mentioning a few other rappers. He was like, it definitely is a temptation. He said, and you have no idea. When y'all were talking about Superhead, Corinne Steffens, I was laughing because so very long story short, Damon Dash is a good friend of our families. And so he being a Harlem native or whatever have you, he actually backed her book. He was the one who backed her book. And a lot of people felt like he did that because she was exposing like so many people in the industry, but mainly she also got at Jay-Z. And remember him and Jay-Z's departing or whatever have you, and stuff like that. But he was the one who backed and had her book come out talking about all the rappers and stuff like that. And there was one section in that book, if y'all remember, where she talks about she slept with the late Mr. What's his name? Irv Gotti. And then she went and she
Oh
slept with
well,
Ja
Ja
Rule.
Rule.
And then
Hmm.
he wanted to know who was better. And I was just like, when I was reading the book, I remember just thinking like, this is gross. And then it's like they
That's how they
have
are
like,
though.
yeah, and but that's what I'm saying. Like it was just like it was so gross, like how they it's so many women out here, and there's so many women that'll sleep with y'all just because, let's just call it what it is, just because you guys are famous. And it's
Hmm.
just like, but y'all all share these same girls. Y'all pass them around. It's like they're
Yep.
inducted and it's like it's a
Yep.
club, and
Yep.
it's gross, you know what I'm saying? And so when I
Yep.
look at this situation with all that this horrific stuff that this poor young lady went through for the past 20 years, my heart not only aches for her, but I pray for her continued sobriety. I pray for, her family, her children, and stuff like that. But I really personally, I just don't have enough faith in this justice system to think that he personally is somewhere along the line. This man, I just don't see him doing a lot of time. I really just don't. And it's disgusting because he should be exactly where he is. He really should be. But just the mere fact that we have a society where obviously there's double standards. This girl was humiliated. She was groomed. She was humiliated. The things that were done to her, the little bit that I could ingest hearing, and stuff that I'm sure that I didn't even get that far in. It's
Yeah.
just it's just sad. It's sad. We got these deviants among us. They're powerful. We got one running the country who made outright outlandish remarks about women prior to even
Right.
being convicted of SA, and yet he's running our country. So
Right.
I have like no faith in this justice system that this dude, and I don't know what Mr. Epstein did, and I don't know what Mr. Cosby did that y'all didn't play around, but I just think if Diddy plays ball the way they want him to, he may do a couple of years, he's going to be out. And that's the sad part. I just do not see him fully being accountable for what he's
No,
done.
he probably won't be. We in the like I'm just going because I'm black, so I can only speak for the black community. We've
Right.
just now gotten to a point where like some of the men are starting to acknowledge grooming, that it's a legit, that it's a real thing, it's a legitimate thing
Right.
it's a legitimate claim that really does happen. And that because for the longest time it just, oh yeah, he got him a little young little thing,
Hmm.
he got, she in 12th grade, but she about to be 8, she's 17, she about to be 18, so they can dismiss away a lot of the inappropriate behavior. And it's, there are some men who do not tolerate that. They will absolutely categorically not tolerate that. And I've
Hmm.
just started recently hearing the conversation for that be opened up by men of all ages, but it's not like widely accepted by them because they just think, oh well, she because she asked for it, because a lot of men will just say, she came over here acting fast, so I gave her what she looking for. They have so many ways to dismiss it. Well,
Hmm.
and I don't want to be vulgar, but like I've heard so many
Who's the
different.
one told me to keep it cute? Nah, nah, nah,
I know,
nah.
but but my point is that we've just started kind of having that conversation in our community, and it's like, but we kind of will dismiss away, culturally dismiss away, and it's not just black people, but I think it affects us mostly because we are like, we have a lot of us that teeter totter on the poverty line, so we'll dismiss away a lot of this grooming behavior because he got money, or she knew what she was doing because she wanted that check. They'll put a label, they'll put that kind of label on it, a gold digger label, instead of actually what it is. It was grooming. He got this girl at 19 when he was, what, in his 30s, or early 40s, late 30s,
They're
early
And he was
40s.
17. I
37.
believe they're 17 years apart.
He
Right.
was, yeah,
Okay.
he was
So
36, 37, and she was 19.
what the hell do you have to talk about?
Nothing.
Seriously. I mean,
Nothing.
besides music, what do you have to talk about? I mean, she has no life because her brain isn't even finished developing yet. Her body hasn't even finished developing
And
yet.
even
But
the genre of music that he was listening to versus her. Forget the fact of him being at that time, like I said, one of the hottest producers on the planet, whether you acknowledge him or not, he was. Bad
hmm
Boy was it. They took over like he just soared. He soared. And that's just the bottom line. And like Lady T
Yeah,
Bug was saying
depending
earlier,
on who
off
you
of the
listen
back
to.
of his artist.
I'm down. I'm still so deaf. So I
I
don't
get
feel
that,
that
but
way
I'm
about
saying, but even Jermaine Dupri and them wanted to be him. I'm just stating
it.
the fact. It's
Jermaine,
not about who had the most talent. It's just the only person who was giving him a run for his money was the East Coast versus the West Coast. But it was Diddy against Suge Knight. Everybody else fell in line. You either fell under Diddy or you fell on the West Coast or Midwest side under Suge Knight. But these two were the moguls. They ran
No, because
the
Suge Knight used
industry.
to have the same type of artist
and yeah,
that Diddy had.
and
Right,
also
but that's what
there
I'm
was
saying.
Master P was coming up, and then
Mhm.
so Master P was
But
coming
none
up
of
in
these
there.
guys hit the level that Diddy hit.
But
I'm
see,
just
we're on the South, but that's the thing. You're in New
right,
York. We're on the
right.
South, so we not gonna agree with you because
Yeah,
No, no,
we
no.
weren't
right.
I
feeling
get as
that way
far as who
about
you
New York
supporting. I'm
artists.
just
We are feeling this
numbers
way
talk.
about
It's not
down
about
here.
agreeing with me. It's about numbers. And when you look at the numbers that the
But
labels
that's
were
still, even
doing,
though it's numbers, it's still your opinion. We just
no, no, no.
disagree.
Granted, absolutely. And we can do that. I'm just saying numbers wise and world known wise, These were the names that were known to the world as a whole. That's what I'm
I
getting
will.
to. Not about who had the most talented artists. I'm not even gonna go there because I like the Dirty South a lot of, as opposed to a lot of the New York flow as well. But I'm just saying, as far as a
Mm.
worldwide known name wise, and it's the same thing I feel like with Jay-Z. I do not feel like he is the best rapper on the planet, but if you go by what society says, because he is the most worldwide known and the highest paid generating artist of all time of hip hop, then that makes him the best. And I totally disagree with that. But as far as Diddy's range is so ridiculous. That's why I don't feel like this. Unfortunately, this girl or anybody else that's going up against him, they're gonna get some money payoffs or whatever have you. But to me, money is not enough.
Mm.
This girl
But she is
sold.
not going up against him. It's him against the federal. She
Right.
didn't
Right.
press charges on him. She never filed a police report on him. So he's actually going up against the feds. He's not going up against her as an individual. This is their case. She
And that's what I
didn't.
don't trust. I just don't trust the government in this. I really just don't. I really don't. I feel like this is just not, he's not going to get the time. And I hope I'm wrong. Let me state that in the beginning. I hope that everything that I'm saying is incorrect. But history has shown, again, we have a deviant running our country. I have no faith in this government. I have no faith in our Supreme Court justice system. I'm just saying, I just think the money, the popularity, and what you know on certain people will definitely keep you and keep your head above water. This could already be agreed out. Listen, we got to do this for you. We just gonna let it sit tight for 2 years. Then miraculously something
That
was
could
tainted
happen.
in the jury, or something was tainted with this. Now we got to release him. Like it's just pathetic. And like I said, and the bad part is this young lady, for just telling the truth and telling her story, she's gonna be ridiculed by the
She's
So
world.
already been
she,
ridiculed,
yeah. So
by the people that, I mean, this is not just coming out, as fresh new information. I mean, she's
listen.
already kind of been that way,
Yeah.
and
They've
I
Yeah, but
feel
this
been.
is
like the
gonna be on
hardest
a
part
higher
is
level
behind
now.
her.
They have
I,
been. They've been talking down on her, especially ever since she accepted the settlement. Like Diddy settled the
mm-hmm,
next day. They've really
mm-hmm,
like, oh well, I thought it was. I don't know how many men I heard saying, well, if it was about
mm-hmm.
why she ain't filed criminal charges, well, there's statute of limitations. So statute of limitations, and she she came out when she came out, and if you've never been in that type of situation, maybe
Mm-hmm.
maybe this is just the time that it needed to come out. Like this is the time where her spirit said, okay, I'm ready to say something. Maybe
Absolutely.
her husband
By
came
her,
through. Her husband was, because it seems like he's been a support. He came to her, from what it seems like, he came to her with a no judgment attitude. It's like, well, whatever you did, that's your past, and I'm you're responsible for some of it, but I'm not going to blame you for all of it. You did what you did, but yeah, I have you now. I know a different. I hope you're a different person now. Because I mean, it's a lot for a man to hear that about his wife. It's a lot to hear, like just some of the nasty things. But all those people who were saying, um, well, like Boosie get on my damn nerves.
oh
Boosie,
God, he go over there and marry that lady so he can sit the hell down somewhere because
I mean,
she done left him at birth. Okay, she had the baby and broke up with him.
right? Boosie just like when he said, you let come on now, you let that man pee in your mouth, like you sir, go sit down somewhere because you were taking your son to the strip club when he was a minor. You ain't nothing but a predator yourself.
Yeah.
You a damn groomer yourself. So
Of course, because
these people.
why? If our sons lose their virginity at 12, 13, we don't see that as rape, and it is. But yet and still, if it's your daughter, it's something completely different. No, a child's innocence is just that. I don't care their gender. It's a child's innocence. And you taking your 9 and 10-year-old to a daggone strip,
Strip
that's just,
club, right?
that is gross. That is just gross.
And
That is gross.
that's it. It's real quick. AK's F-350. That baby look like Wolf. If you had
Oh.
you,
Yeah,
you
well,
can't.
yeah, we gotta go. I wanted to go back to that, so I'm glad you brought that up. Misa,
That,
being
yeah,
sexy. Thank you.
I so the word on the curb for that real quick, and I'm sorry, I hate to pivot like this, but I just
No,
okay.
we
No,
just wanted to
pivot.
talk about that. Go ahead.
My last thought for with Cassie is like, listen, y'all could say what y'all want about me. I guess I'm $30 million richer while I sit here and recover from all this. She got 10 million from what, the hotel or
She still
something,
came out looking like Susie.
right?
I ain't
Or
no shade or disrespect to Susie, but
no, but I'm telling y'all, when y'all get a chance, go look up Cubana Yolanda, and she just had a baby too, and she's out on the streets. She was like, yeah, it's bad. Like these women are out here doing down bad. Like they sign their lives over to these men, not really realizing it. But guess what? There's no way I can spend $30 million in like this quick a time. I have a husband, I got my kids, I got one on the way, and it is what it is. And I bet you that even if her husband tries to leave her right now,
No, I don't think he would.
he ain't gonna get too much. So I mean, because that's
I
my
think his
money.
mentality was to save her. Like, first of all, remember, he met her through Diddy, right? Because he was Diddy's trainer, and Diddy wanted to make sure he kept eyes on her. And that dude came in with that captain, I'm gonna save her mentality. And I think he's strong enough. He's gonna stick with her. I hope and pray that I'm correct about that. It would sadden me if he did, but if he left her. But I think he came in knowing what was going on with her, and his mentality was to save her, and that's what he did. And rescued her from that situation, especially hearing that his mother was a domestic violence abuse person. Like, I think he's just got that sensitive bone that we need for a man to have in dealing with a young lady like herself. And I think he's gonna stay. I think he's gonna
And,
stick it out.
and the fact that he stayed in the courtroom while listening to all that, it's
Yeah, they
probably
asked him to leave because they're gonna want him to testify. He didn't leave
well,
because he couldn't take it.
well,
They asked him to leave.
my point is that a lot of men wouldn't, they probably wouldn't sit through that. They probably couldn't. They wouldn't be strong enough to hear that their wife had done all that, and she whatever that their wives had done all that. But they probably had. This is my belief, and I'm just theorizing that they made an agreement like he wasn't gonna leave. He was gonna be able to make eye contact with her the whole time that she
oh
was
yeah,
testifying. You know what I mean? Like, I'm right here. Anytime you feel something, just look. I'll be right here. I'm gonna sit right here. You may think I'm sitting on his side, but I'm sitting right here on your side. I'm looking right at you. As her basically like a comfort blanket. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if that happened. But yeah, but people who are talking about me are like, Cassie, if I was them, all them folks got something to say. I got 30 million. So yes, if you want to sit here and talk about me, y'all ain't got no money. Boosie over there with legal issues
Oh
and
God.
tax issues and this and
Looking
that,
like death.
looking like who did it and why, like a little cricket roach, a
He looked like
combination of.
he's still in the crap. What they call it, the trap house. He looked like he's still in there.
And
He
I
looks
used to like
terrible.
Boosie music too, but he get on my nerves sometimes. And just the rest of them. There's been a few of them who are just like, oh my gosh, she did that. Y'all know he was doing that to her.
Because they
Yeah,
always sharing the same chicks. And that's the thing. And everybody becomes holier than thou. Like, they weren't, y'all all were part of this deviant
right,
behavior. This is
right,
not anything that started with Diddy, and
right.
it's not going to end with Diddy. This has been going on for centuries. Hugh Hefner was one of the biggest pimps on the
Oh,
planet, but nobody talks about that.
oh,
And
yes, we
always
do.
had these at 80
hey,
something years old, had these 18-year-old wives. Are you kidding me right now?
and I
So
and I
Now
also
stop.
you talking
I
about it, yeah.
I
Yeah, I
also
talked
want to
about
say
Don Cornelius. Oh, go
I
ahead.
also want to say that a lot of the clear men, they wife up a lot of these nasty women, like the women,
Oh,
like the
that's
woman who
true.
the not, and I'm
Hmm.
not I'm not calling Cassie a nasty woman, but like the ones who do it for the cash, like they like straight up, they don't care. Like, okay, you want to do what on me? Okay, that's fine. It'll be 10,000 on this time, and if we got to go another night, then it'll be 12,000 the next night. These are women who make these rich these rich men, they wife up. They like literally they will go and clean up this woman's past. So why
Mhm.
we can't be so forgiving? Why do we hate ourselves so much? We are so like, I mean, I know that
Judgmental.
they don't look at Cassie as black, but she is a, you know, she's what, like an eighth. She's an octoroon or something. She's something. I know she's mixed with black, but either way, I just think that, you know, it is what it is. If y'all want to sit here and talk about me, I don't care. Whatever. I got my man, got my kids. I'm living a happy life. I'm not in the public as much. I got my money. We set for life. I don't give a damn what any of y'all saying. You can say whatever you want to say. He's the one on trial, not me.
Yeah.
He's the one who has the history of doing this for 30 years. His history goes back longer than I've been alive, not
How
me.
about that?
So y'all can sit here and talk about me all you want to, but you want to give him an out and not look at me as whether I was willing for some of the stuff or not. You know, you saw me get my behind whooped on tape. I was trying to leave. I was saying, okay, I'm done. I don't want to do this right now. And y'all saw me get my behind whipped. And what y'all got to say about that? Oh no. Well, she got paid, so what? So yes, I did get paid, and now I'm happy, and I'm leaving now. I said what I had to say, and that's it. But to Wolf, and Justin Combs.
Mm.
What were y'all? I missed it because I had to take a phone call. My nephew is graduating soon, so I'm trying to get his graduation gift in order. So I had to get on a phone call. I missed what y'all said about Wolf. What y'all say, Lady T-Bug? Is she eating?
Nope.
She might be
I had you on
researching.
mute though.
Oh, she
I
might be
already ate my
researching.
dinner. You know they saying that Wolf is Justin's dad and not
And and he is,
allegedly.
girl.
Are
Okay.
we doing that to Misa now?
Oh, that's been out here for years.
I know
Me.
that's what I didn't even pay attention to it. I just lose. But I will say this: I
Yeah.
never heard that one until y'all just started talking about it. But again, I don't really. But I will say this, and that's another thing with his behavior. He was dating Misa when she was 16.
Well, somebody put that up there earlier. Go ahead.
Yeah, he was. So this is behavior that this deviant has had, and he was in. I want to say he's about 5, 6 years older than Misa, because yeah, he's born in '69, and Misa is 2 years younger than me. She's born in '75. So
Hmm.
yeah, he was dating at 22. He was dating a 16, 17-year-old. So you already see the pattern, and this is what is allowed in this daggone industry. Again, I think of like the R. Kelly and Aaliyah situation that should have ruined this man's career for the rest of his days. And it not only didn't ruin him, it made him one of the biggest icons for many decades until his great fall a few years ago.
Right.
I just
Right.
don't understand, like Vic was just saying with us, like we don't hold each other accountable
That's
where we're
true.
supposed to. And then when it comes down to somebody like Cassie, this girl, I don't care how you look at it, this is a very severe version of Stockholm syndrome. He had
I
a
think so.
pure, innocent little girl, and I don't care how mature you are or whatever have you. At 18 years old, as mature as I was, and me having siblings that are almost 10 and 11 years older than me, it
Mm-hmm.
still would have rocked my world to have the biggest producer of my time and my age group at that time of my time. It still would have probably turned my life around if that's where the focus was. But yet we show this young lady no mercy, and everybody wants to falter on what she was paid or whatever have you. There is
Yeah.
no amount of money that at the end of the day, if it, and I said it with SS, and I'll say it with Cassie, if you are not getting help, and if you are not talking to someone and doing the work on yourself, which it appears like in her case she is, she seems very strong. It doesn't matter how much money this girl has, she will burn and crash, because you have to be able to forgive yourself, look at yourself in the mirror, and do the work on yourself. It doesn't matter what
Exactly.
amount of money she got paid. And when you think about it in today's standard, granted, I'll take 30 million, that would be a blessing, but that ain't a whole lot of money for somebody who's well known like her, who has to pay for extras like security and stuff like that. That ain't a lot of money that she got. Let's be
Speaking
real.
speaking of security, did y'all see that there's a rumor going around that they're paying people $20 an hour to wear shirts in support of this man?
I saw them with their black and white shirts. So people
Mhm,
are going to jail outside of there, getting
mhm.
into it. The police is arresting people. Like it's a whole.
But why are we shocked? We had a whole
I'm
daggone
not
country
shocked.
raid the damn White House on January 6th of 2021. So
Well,
people are crazy. They
Yeah,
get
I don't
demonic
think we're
thoughts.
shocked. We're just saying just some of the things that are going on, outside.
Lady T Bug, so she got 20 million from Diddy, and then there was
Mm-hmm.
another 10
And
million.
from the
From the hotel.
hotel.
Yeah, so
And she
altogether,
probably been got that 10 million now,
well, true,
you know what
yeah,
I'm
true.
saying? Years ago.
She,
She just,
let
this way before she got the 20 is what I'm saying.
let's say this. She's got enough money to pay for psychotherapy, like to if she's not reinvesting in herself, like Miss Boogie
Hmm.
Down is saying, to reinvesting in herself and trying to make sure that she is, because sometimes all you have when you go through stuff like that, sometimes all you can do is cope, and then but now you have to learn how, like you said, forgive yourself, and then process, why did I do this, why did I, what made me attracted to him, am I going through the same pattern. You have to kind of start recognizing your mind, like, okay, I'm having a bad day today, what do I need to do for myself, do I need to just relax, or, like, you have to recognize your triggers. And
She
Mhm.
so
probably have a
she's,
therapist right there at the courthouse.
well, you might need to have a live-in therapist. Like that's enough money to go ahead and pay somebody to, you go stay in the guest house. We'll set you up. You just be my live-in therapist, and if I need you, I'll call you. We're gonna do our sessions. You probably need therapy every day. I mean, seriously, just to,
Yeah, of course.
especially especially after this, and she's hormonal, and she's pregnant, and then after pregnancy, you have to balance right back out. Yeah, listen. I will sue him all over again. It's like, give me some more money, shit.
Okay,
Mm,
it's like a bad boy street team, $20 to wear a free Diddy t-shirt.
crazy. Crazy.
twenty
This
dollars
is
ain't enough.
crazy.
I
You
I
got
would at
some
least,
people,
The
Vicky, that
people
would
that's
probably do it
already
for
out
free.
there and
the homeless folks.
homeless, it's
Mm.
homeless people out there, girl. They out there playing music. This it's so I didn't pay attention to the R. Kelly trial like this, so I can't really compare him, but it's
They did,
crazy. It's
girl.
people coming out there to hang out. Have you seen the outside, Vic?
Yeah, I was looking at some of it, because once I saw the free Diddy shirts, I'm like, this is ridiculous. And I bet you, who I think the number one is wearing one of them shirts. I bet she got one as a souvenir for her and her daughter. I'm pretty sure she did, or she probably got an extra one for her buddy. Cause it just,
Would that
I
be
mean,
Angelica?
that would be Angelica.
She out there.
I
She
know
out
she,
there.
I know
On
she is,
post.
but I mean, I understand, from a homeless person, they don't give a damn. It's like, whatever. Like, I
It's
mean, but
closed, right? It's closed.
yeah, yeah, but then, a lot of them, I did our word and crisis counseling, and I can't
Hmm.
tell when I tell you the amount of black men that got, abused. I mean,
Mhm,
in that way, by so-called straight men, and
mhm.
They
it
said Ray
just,
J just came out talking about how he was abused. I'm not going to watch it, but I saw it as a headline.
Really?
Mhm.
Well, I might go. I
I
don't know.
remember the
He's.
Coreys. Remember the Coreys? One ended up drug overdosing, and the other one is still with
Mm-mm.
us. That thought he was Michael Jackson. It was Corey Haynes and I forgot
Oh,
the
yeah, 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 yeah,
actor.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Them too
Okay.
talked about what happened to them throughout their careers in the industry. And the other one that's actually living, I always remember him because I remember I was just like, boy, this boy is so detached from reality. He really thought he was Michael Jackson. But nevertheless, when he was talking about his friend Corey that overdosed, the actor that overdosed, he was saying how, like, yeah, they were touched inappropriately. And unfortunately for Corey was the one that OD'd. He was penetrated. And so it's just like this has been going on. Like, this is like, it's sad. It's like a rite of passage in
I,
this for them to be
Yeah.
successful in this industry. And it's crazy.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
And
It's
it
it
knows
really
no
is.
colors. It knows no colors.
it
Now,
it
yes,
does. Go
I'm
ahead. I'm
sorry. Go
sorry.
ahead, Vic.
Miss
No, you
E
got it.
Vicky, Miss E left your message. I have an internship at a crisis center. There are some sick people out here.
Yeah,
Yes.
what the point I wanted to make was just with that, like with that. Yes,
Hmm.
it doesn't know color. There, it just is what it is. But like within our communities, it gets covered up so much, like so vastly, because it's you if you say something to somebody about it and you're a man, they'll say, oh man, you gay. You let him do that to you. So a lot of that stuff it goes unreported. It goes vastly unreported when it really, it should be reported, and then they repeat the cycle, and then they become, and so they may not go on to mess with boys. They may go on to mess with young girls, or they don't see anything wrong with it. Well, it happened to me. I came out fine.
Mhm.
Or a lot of them they become so angry that they end up going into a life of crime. So that was the point I'm trying to make, is that
Mhm. I
like
believe I hear
in
you.
in our community, and like
Well,
I
look,
just.
crisscross boys. Look at them.
Oh
Same
yeah.
thing. Wasn't the one that died again from a drug overdose? They were saying that Jada Pinkett was like, he was scared of Jada Pinkett. This girl was trying to groom him. Like this is crazy.
She
That
need her
that
ass whooped. I mean, I'm just saying,
yeah.
because
Yeah,
Her
that's
and
the
the
tar
husband.
bridges. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like all of them. Like it really is. And because like our community, the one thing that works in the clear people's favor that doesn't work in ours is the fact that they do believe in therapy. We believe in church. Oh, let them pray that spirit out of you. Like, enough already. In our community, frowning down, these people need somebody to talk to. They need somebody to go through this with. I don't trust that daggone pastor. I don't need him laying hands on me. He may be laying hands in the wrong way on other people. So therefore, now I got him praying over my kid. No, my kid needs a professional. And I'm not taking away from a pastor's gift from God for those who are genuinely out here doing what they're supposed to. But even down to that, like our kids, go through, these essays and things of that nature, and we do not put them in therapy, and we do not, you know, we do not categorize the severity of what it's going to do to them in the long term enough. We want to sweep it under the rug. We come from, it was done in here, and you don't take this stuff out my
Yeah,
house. And
that's the worst one right there. Yeah.
it's the worst part, you know what I mean? Because they're now victimized again. Now their mental is being victimized. At first their bodies, now their mental, because they can't talk about it, or they're warned not to talk about it. Like it's just crazy. And now you
And to
throw them to the
forgive.
wolves.
And it's to forgive. Like you should forgive, like pray for them. Like I'm not now. Come
Mm-hmm.
on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, I can forgive in my own time, but don't put that on me that, I should forgive and I should pray and, no. Uh-uh. They should be in jail. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And when you don't see the justice, and then heaven forbid if you got, the mother or the fathers that don't believe you or whatever have you when you're saying that you was assaulted by such and this and this and that, and then
Yeah.
you don't even have that support. So it's just like you continuously are being victimized, and it's just a terrible thing. And it's just like, that's why I said I just feel like it's so much reach with this dude, and the connections that he has. I just feel like they're gonna put him away for a minute, and somewhere along the line, miraculously, he's going to get out. Like, I don't have enough faith, and I truly pray that I am 100% wrong. I have no problem being proven wrong on this, but to find out that I'm right, it wouldn't surprise me, because we just it is become like a circus out here. Like I said, when I look at this man with 34 convictions running our country, and a couple of those have to do with SA, and it's just like, don't worry about it. It's okay. You know, like, wow, it's scary. It's scary. And I want to say as well that artists, whoever is drawing these people at this trial, he should be fired. Does anybody talk about
No.
that? They need to fire this daggone artist, because God,
No.
it's awful. He's
But
awful.
they only get so much time to draw these people, so they have to. I mean, I think they're
Get
actually they're,
your people, Miss Boogie Down. Get your people.
Uh,
Aries, what y'all is? Libras, Libras.
no, because they only get so much time to draw these people.
yeah,
They're not
no,
like. I
Boogie,
mean,
this is awful.
it,
These are awful sketches. These are
are you?
awful.
Can you do better? I'm just saying.
I'm not an artist, but if I was, now if it has something to do with human resources, yes, I could do better. Okay, damn it, this is your livelihood. This is your craft. These sketches are terrible. I know the one
But
that they were showing with Cassie crying on the stand. I was just like, I mean, that don't even look like her. Like,
I did notice that there's like two or three different sketch artists, because I see different styles. I have seen different styles and
mm,
different angles. So I mean, some of them are doing okay. This
well, I
one,
just wanted to lighten up the mood, but no, no, Vicky, they're not. Stop being kind right now. They're not doing well. These,
you,
I don't care. And then now
I
you're
can
telling me
make
it's
out
one
who
of
the
them.
people are. I can make out who
That's
the
because
people
you
are.
know who's on trial.
where's Brian Steele?
If you seen this picture, you would not be able to make out that this is supposed to be
That's
Diddy.
Brian right there next to the woman. Ain't that supposed to be Brian?
I guess. But you know what I noticed?
You want stick people and write their names above? They sure
You
are.
said I think that's what Miss Boogie Down is saying. Okay, they should just be stick people and then write their names down. Okay.
Absolutely. I support that.
Oh, oh, because these are going to be sold afterwards. You know, they make money off of these afterwards. So, um, listen, hey, shit. I mean, you can't bring the feds are so persnickety. You can't bring damn
I
cameras in court.
know. I know.
Yeah,
Did you see where they say somebody snuck a camera in there?
Ooh, did they get in trouble?
of course.
I think they're investigating. I saw that
Yeah.
somewhere, but I was like,
And
really?
that's going to be a
Baby, where
federal
did they put
charge.
the evidence at? Okay, yes, there are multiple sketch artists. They are all crazy looking. This goes back to the black and white. This just goes back to tradition.
Well, they should. I mean, they should at least let one damn official camera in there. One official camera. I mean, we still getting the transcripts anyway, so it's like just
Yeah, I was like,
Or
dang.
let them draw from a picture. Let them take the picture. Let them
Aw.
sketch from the picture.
They ain't got
These are
time. That's what
They
terrible.
ain't
Vicky
got
saying.
time
They
for
don't
that.
have time for that.
Yeah,
Listen,
they gotta do this off of memory real quick and like it's I don't
it's
listen.
not good. It's not good.
But you know what? I didn't like with the defense, and I know we were supposed to talk about something else. The wolf. They don't. They're trying to paint this like when Cassie was up there. I didn't watch Dawn's testimony. I will not watch,
No, I
but
haven't watched it yet.
I
But
haven't
I mean,
read.
well, I'm not gonna be watching it, but I'm gonna be going to find out what she said.
Right, and I'm sure I'll get a summation later on, like from the transcript. They're trying to paint it like, oh, this man, he's just an he has an addictive personality, and he was jealous because Cassie was cheating on him with multiple men, and So this is, and the rugs made him act so crazy. It's like,
The
no, sir.
drugs may, yeah, but drugs do that to your brain. Like, and this dude could afford like an abundance, and the mixtures that they do, he probably has some sort of brain damage. Absolutely. But it doesn't differentiate away from the fact that you made this young lady become a drug addict, and you had all of these horrific things that you were getting excited off of watching happen to her. And
Right,
she was
right.
really literally being dehumanized. She was being
Mhm.
dehumanized.
She
You know
was.
what I mean? Like
But the
these
staff, I think when the staff, get up there and talk, oh my God, now that's gonna be tough. Because he do have some of his, I don't know if they're ex-employees, I'm assuming that are gonna be up there that are witnesses.
and I said it with R. Kelly, and I will say it with him. All of these security and bodyguards that want to now turn it, I think they need to be sitting next to him in a daggone jail. Like, it kills me in this society. And I get it. We have this mentality, the greater good, and you want to get, the big fish, like the whole like Nesto situation and Erica King and stuff like that. But even with her, there is some punishment. She didn't walk away scot free, but these securities that are testifying against him and giving statements. They're getting what do you call that? What do you call that when they're given immunity? Why? Why? You sat there and watched somebody that's like, but yet we have laws that say if I'm with Lady T Bug and she unalive somebody, I'm going down too. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But then we flipped the law, and then we was like, but I'll give you immunity if you tell on him and tell what he did, because he's the big fish. No,
right.
we need some of these little fish that may end up becoming big fish themselves because they got away with it. We need to put everybody behind bars. Everybody needs to be sitting up there with him. Everybody. Now, maybe not given the same time, but at the end of the day, there should be punishment for all.
Okay. Okay. Let me get to the chat. Forever. One of my co-workers was talking about it, and I asked if it was from a book, because how they was explaining it to me, Georgia Peach. And I found out it is from a book, but the author is a clear person. So that turned me against it. I don't know. Tell me your thoughts. But I did hear it was good. Yep. And that was the only thing. Because I'm like, how they write about us? Okay, he
Mhm.
isn't on trial for abusing Cassie. Y'all know he's not. I thought Don's testimony was dawning. Really? Okay, I gotta get caught up, which I will do. Um, I know she's probably gonna be up there tomorrow as well. I don't think she's done, but I will definitely get caught up. Let me know what
And
you think about the art, not the author, the producer of Forever being a clear person.
uh,
That's funny. Yeah, make an example of the enablers. Yes, based on Judy Bloom, but created by. Okay, that's the part I was missing by Marvel. Because I'm like, how can she write this just in the way that my coworkers were explaining it? Okay,
mm.
I gotta Google.
What is it about? Is this just a love story?
Yeah, it's giving young adult from how my coworker explained it.
Netflix is kind of turning me off. Just
Now,
with the
what do they
child.
have Dawn up there for, Lady T Bug? Why is she testifying?
She's a
That's
witness.
a witness to this here, because I remember they
I
was.
don't know. Yeah, she's a
Oh,
witness
okay.
too. Because
Wasn't she?
Because
Cassie
her
is like
partner,
she said, Cassie is not on. He's not.
right? He's
It's
not on
basically
trial
what
for
they're
the
trying
abuse,
to.
right?
Yeah, what they're trying to prove is whatever he has under his RICO Act, which from
The
these
trafficking and stuff like
testimonies,
that, right?
yeah, these testimonies are trying to prove that he was, the head, the leader, of or organizational
Because I
crime.
remember the other girl that used to perform with Dawn when they did the, I can't ever think of her name, but she refuses to say anything about
Oh well,
him. Like
she's been speaking. She's been speaking out since she
since she
kind of.
recanted,
Hmm.
like because she like recanted anything, and now all of a sudden she's
Kalia.
speaking out.
I think her name's Kalia. She just did an interview with somebody.
Yeah, it's Kalia.
Yeah, but
Kalima?
nobody.
Or
I mean, you're flip flopping. Like 1 minute yay, 1 minute nay, then it's back to yay. Come on. Like I just think all of this is a setup. I think this is being done deliberately.
No, I don't think that what he's been doing is a setup. I mean, he's just getting
No.
caught.
I'm talking about like with the people that they're having like to that they're interviewing or whatever have you. I just think that there's just a lot of role players being thrown up in here. I think this game is rigged, but I hope I'm wrong.
I mean, they were around and they witnessed things. Because I mean, the other people that sat around and didn't say anything, I mean, they're not saying anything. So I appreciate them if they were around and they saw some, just telling whatever the truth is.
well, you see what happens when you said something, you know, with her friend got hung over the balcony. I know Wale said he never got hung over the balcony, but if
I
he,
got blown up.
or that was
We
that was
love
the kid, that was
Wale.
And
Kid
all the
Cudi.
people that have lost their lives, including Wolf. Wolf seemed like he may have got into some foolery,
Well, I think Diddy he greenlit the thing. Well, this is all alleged,
Hmm.
because Diddy started using BMF for security as opposed to
Hmm.
because Wolf was his bodyguard. So
Yeah.
Diddy he didn't need Wolf anymore, and Wolf just wanted his money back. It's like, well,
Yeah.
okay, well, just give me my money back. And Diddy know
Right.
he had the money, but this is a lot of this is a pattern of him not paying people appropriately. It finally
Hmm.
caught up to him because when Cassie came and made that demand of pay me this and all this stuff won't come out.
Yeah, because what they're gonna probably be testifying to is him, hiring escorts, buying drugs, abuse, and things that he said.
And even these escorts, it seemed I
They're
don't
saying
recall.
she bought them though, right?
Well,
Like
he
that
he's
was the cover up. Like he
he's
had
putting her
her.
in place, like
They
kind of
both
like
were. Yeah,
yeah,
they
he
both were.
like he's putting her as the front man to call and all that stuff too. Is what it seems like. I mean, she probably, there are
She wasn't
times.
buying escorts before him. She wasn't doing none of these things before him. But we've seen where he was doing stuff like this before her. But they both were. So that just makes her a co-conspirator.
Right. So
It's still against the law.
yeah. So like what I was gonna say is that from what it sounds like, he wasn't even really paying the escorts adequately either. Because
They didn't.
if
If they come perform, he put them out. If they ain't have enough baby oil on them.
Mm.
look, baby, if I'm an escort and I walk in and I see, oh, this is a billionaire, the price goes up. The price
But
immediately
baby,
goes.
she gonna put. That's when he pull out his powers. And I mean, they're getting these people off of Backpage and
Girl,
Craigslist.
the
Mm.
just the no game
So
of it
it's not
all.
like it's not like they were getting high end people. They were getting.
You would think that I mean, that he would. I know he has certain ones that he liked. That at a while, he,
Hmm.
she like, kind of let like some of the escorts or whatever, and so she would, communicate with them off sides.
Hmm.
But like, there's no all time like an I say that word wrong all the time.
Anonymity.
No, no, you said it. Say that word again. Say it again.
Anonymity.
Yeah, so that's the word. There's like nothing there. You would think that they would go to professionals, or or he would have like a madam or a broker or something, like somebody he would go
Yeah.
to, because that
They were
j-
on Backpage, Craigslist, and I forgot the other site that they said. I never heard of it. Not that I'm out there looking for escorts, but I'm just like, what the
But
hell is that?
I mean, I have, I have gay friends, and I know that these weren't like, gay escorts all the time, but like, there's,
Listen,
but it's
you be
just,
high out your mind. You be surprised. And again, the access to drugs that he had, the money to access and have people bringing him. This man was not functioning as a
but
normal person.
no, because he's running $1 billion business. He knows how to screw people out of their. He knows how to
Yeah, and
screw
that's
people
why
out of
he
their
would never probably
contracts.
be really the person on the phone calling. But that's just
Mhm.
like hiring a secretary. Like, okay, you handle this for me.
But
That part.
that's my thing. You gonna sit here and try to tell me, okay, that when his defense like is trying to paint it that, oh, okay, he's high out of his mind, and he's not functioning properly. He's still able
Yeah.
to run several different businesses,
Mhm.
broker deals, this and that, sign
Be a
artists,
parent.
But
be a
but they're gonna
parent.
say at the time of these events he was high. When he was
So
working, he
And she was
wasn't.
too.
right.
I get that.
Mhm.
I'm playing devil's advocate, ladies. I'm
Oh
playing
no,
devil's advocate. That's how they're painting it. That this was not normal behavior because this is when he was partaking in extracurriculum activity. But as far as like during his day-to-day functions and running his multi-million-dollar company, he wasn't high during those times. It was just during his
Mhm.
escapades to blow
this
off steam.
this man was pregame. I mean, he was like, he like really okay as a former
Yeah, that's
alcoholic.
right, Miss E.
As a
Go ahead.
as a former alcoholic, I understood that I okay, I needed to get my lineup ready. I needed to get my okay. I needed to make sure I had my bottle ready. Sometimes I might overdo it, and I need to run out and get some more. But I knew I had what kind of bottle I needed, what kind of supplies I need. I had my food already lined up. That's what he was doing. This was before I
Mhm.
started any sort of
Yeah,
drinking. But like
yeah.
2 hours before I got off the clock, I'm
Pre-game.
yeah,
Mhm.
I'm pre-planning my pregame, and I'm sitting here like, okay, just watching the clock. Okay, it's almost time, because as soon as I hit that door, I'm gonna take a shot, and then I'm gonna take a double shot, and I'm
Mhm.
gonna turn off my phone. I ain't trying to be bothered with anybody. I got I have my Netflix ready, already scheduled to just play one season or something, and I knew I knew exactly this is what he was doing. So
Mhm.
he's functional. He's a
Mhm.
function. I would say he was a functioning addict, and
I can see that.
that's all
Mhm.
fine and dandy. You can't sit here and just tell me, oh, he can't. Yeah, he was just so dysfunctional, and so she had to do everything for him. No, no, no. You
And
can't.
hopefully
You're
the
not gonna sit.
jurors are like yourself. But if we get anybody that's sitting up here thinking like she got paid off and she could have left at any time and this and that, that's all it takes. It is up to the state to prove that he is this
The
deviant.
feds.
And the
Yeah,
feds,
it's the
well, excuse me,
feds.
the feds, it's up to the feds to prove their case. All they need to do on his defense side is just get one juror to empathize, sympathize, whatever thighs with this idiot, and it's a wrap. And that's the bad part.
I mean, yeah, it
But
is. I mean,
that's standard. I mean, it to me, it doesn't matter if he go to jail or not, because I feel like his life is
it's
probably
over.
not
Yeah.
going to be back to ever where it was. I don't care who's cool with him behind the scenes and what
Lady T Bug, it
politicians.
matters to me. I want him in
Oh,
jail. It
I,
matters to me.
the
I get
It
what you.
matters.
politicians that you feel
It
that could
matters to
save
me.
him, I just
He,
don't think he will ever be the same. And with
he is a
somebody
Yeah.
that
prime
loves
example of why
control,
these,
can I finish? The
yep,
person that loves control, he could spiral. He could spiral. Afterwards, I would love for him to go to jail now. I mean, I would celebrate, but I would not be shocked that if he got off. I wouldn't be. But I don't think he'll be able to get back to where he was. I just don't. Okay, go ahead, Miss Boogie Down.
yeah, no, I agree with that. I feel like that, but the jail part I think is definitely necessary because I think he's just got enough money that if he doesn't go to jail, even though his life is definitely altered, I agree with you 110%. He still has he has enough money for a fresh start. That's why I want, or not maybe a fresh start, but for a new start. And I just, people like him, because they make it so hard for these young black real entrepreneurs, male and female. Like every time you turn around, we get shafted all the time as is. And then this would be the reasoning that these people put in their minds, that they don't want to take chances on us in these record labels and these, fashion worlds and this entertainment world, or why we can't get our come up, because they're going to always fall on somebody like this punk right here. And it's just disgusting. But I agree with
I
you.
agree with you, but yeah, but that's
Well,
kind of our fault too, because we support and we
It's true.
buy, and we buy certain people, and we won't support the others that are not independent, and stuff like that,
right.
and then we want to boycott certain stuff but support other stuff. That's
We've
why
Right.
I
kind
don't
of
do boycotts.
Yeah, I don't do the boycotts either. We've fallen into place. I won't say everybody. A lot of us have strong minds, and we are able to not group think. But we have come into a place like where, whoever speaks the loudest, it gets the attention. And
Mhm.
and with him, he had a very strong backing. He's got the media kind of under control. He did have the media under control. He was able to
Mhm.
put out his message the loudest, and he's got all he was partying with all of these people. Like,
Yeah,
he's
they
got
were around when he was slapping her and putting stuff in her drinks, and she
right.
didn't know it. They was around.
Yeah, so I mean, now it's different. Now the what am I saying? Now the major record labels, they they don't have as much power and control as they used to. They're trying to regain control because now you can just become famous off of TikTok. All you have to do is have a minute and a half song, and you can become, you can, make a couple $100,000, and you're good to go. And it's up to you to capitalize off of that. So as far as him getting off, I could see it happening, if they don't prove their case, if people don't testify, or they don't seem credible on the stand. And I understand that some people may think, they may be on the fence with what Cassie was saying, oh well,
Yeah.
she participated and she was jealous of some of the women, but then she was abused. I hope that they bring in a psychologist who
I was
explains.
wondering about that too.
Yeah, like bring in a specialist to explain some of the psychology behind relationships like this, like
Yeah, because it
mesh.
really don't have anything to do. I mean, of course, for this case to do, but this is everyday, like
Right,
girls being taken advantage by
right.
men.
So I don't
Hmm.
know. I mean, um, I really want to get to Wolf. I'm sorry. I just because
What do you want to say? We don't talk
I
about Wolf. What else, girl?
y'all. Why do y'all think that he adopted this little boy, or he took on this little boy? Well, he's a grown man now. What, Justin like 30 now, but like,
He did it with Albie Shore son.
why though? You think he's a weirdo because he likes to go after like other men's women. He's another Drake like that. He likes to go after other men's women. You
Well,
think
who are
he
we talking about? Who likes to go after other men's women?
did he?
No, no, no. Let me be very clear with that. And I know this to be true. Kim was very good friends with Misa. Kim convinced Misa to break up with Diddy. If you look at the documentary that Misa was a part of, when she's talking about her and Mary kind of separating or whatever have you, she talks about Kim. Kim targeted Diddy. Kim wanted Diddy. And so when she convinced Misa, who was Misa looked up to Kim like a big sister in the industry because
But
she
were
was
you
with
talking
Albie
about?
Shore.
Did you
Huh?
did you name who you were talking about, Vicky? I mean,
No, Sarah Chapman is Tupac's ex.
hmm
Right,
I
right.
think there's
I don't think we were talking about Misa in general, just
No, but
women.
yeah,
she was
just
saying like him going after other people. But I was saying in that particular case, Kim, he didn't go after Kim. Kim went after him.
yeah, I get
Kim
that.
went.
Yeah, we I don't think were you talking about, was Kim one of the women?
I wasn't speaking of specifics. I mean,
Okay.
there's he's much like a lot of these other men. They like to go after well, specifically Drake. They like
Oh
to go
yeah.
after women are who've already been with like either their nemesis or somebody that you know they just go after other. I know Kim had been around for years and that she did chase him, but she's not the only woman that he's been with. Kim, he likes to say that's the love of his life. I don't bit more know about that. I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's weird too when he say that.
Yeah, but Kim, did Kim and Pac mess around?
Oh God, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, yeah, that was in the
That wouldn't
yes.
surprise me. That
Mm.
wouldn't surprise
Yes.
me.
That was in one of the old school things.
I
Lori
know.
Harvey, yeah. Joy, he was even being seen. Miss E got it. Joy, Bow Wow, baby mama, future
Oh,
baby mama.
yeah, and what's Steve Harvey's stepdaughter?
Yeah, somebody said Lori Harvey. Miss E, the one dropping all the names. Who else?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I
Ed,
wasn't looking at the
Gina.
chat.
We talked about Kim.
But so I'm just trying to figure out like why is I mean I understand that kids need a father, but why is he so willing to like raise these men's kids? And that I mean it's honorable in a certain sense, but he's also bringing them up in a life of debauchery because it seemed like Justin is
And you
is
imagine living with him, y'all? If he this complex as we on the outside looking in, oh my God, I can imagine what they seen. Especially when Justin had got into what was it, a DUI? And Misa came out, y'all not gonna take my son, y'all know.
Mm,
I remember
Mm,
just even the incident at the was it UCLA he went to school
mm-hmm.
and he supposedly hit the coach with a kettlebell.
He didn't supposedly. He did.
Miss
Well,
Boogie Doll said, that's not alleged.
I say
He did.
supposedly because he didn't, they must have handled that behind the scenes because,
Of course.
that, and I'm like,
I
this
think they
boy,
said they didn't have enough proof, so they dropped charges. So that means, like you said, people were probably paid
Yeah,
off.
they were paid off.
and then, but the son looks, I mean, when I found out about that story about Wolf, I'm like, well, damn, he fine. Then you look at little Justin, I'm like, wait a
Yeah,
minute,
I
wait a minute.
always said that.
Oh no!
That's a gorgeous young man. But I feel like he looks like his mother. I gotta look at Wolf and now pay attention. Like I said, this is the
You
first time
No,
gotta
I
I'm
come
talking
back and
about,
tell me, Miss Boogie Down, what you think.
I'm talking
Huh?
about Wolf. Wolf was fine.
No, and I think Justin is too. I think he's a handsome young man. I think
Oh,
he's
what
handsome.
the future he has his mom's eyes. 'Cause I think the mom is what she's like half Asian or mixed with Asian.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, so he has his mom's eyes, but the rest of them, that nose, I mean, because Diddy's kids, like the kids that he has with black women, look like him. The twins,
Oh,
his
Lauren London. Look at Miss E, Lauren London. Go
oh,
ahead.
Lauren London too.
Well, didn't she backdoor him? Cause she was didn't she try to I know he tried to make a play for her, but I thought she backdoored him. I thought she was just like, yeah, no, whether Nipsey going or not. I thought she kind of checked him. I thought that
I
was the
hope
word on the
so.
street
I
about
hope
her.
so, Miss Boogie
Yeah,
Down.
I
You ain't
thought
gonna
that
get
was
no pushback on me on that one.
the word on the street with her. Like he definitely made his play, but I heard she backdoored him. Like, yeah, no. So I
Oh
don't
no.
know.
She curbed him, like she just
Uh-huh.
didn't. Okay.
Because they said he tried to make a play for her, like they was doing something, and she was there and
Mm.
representing Nipsey or whatever have you, and she was just like yeah, like no, like she was not
My
interested.
God, the
Let me
nerve of
help you in
him.
your time of pain. Let me,
Uh-huh.
let
Oh,
me, yes.
no, thank you.
Of course. Isn't that crazy?
Let
Isn't
me.
that
Oh
crazy?
no,
No,
they say no. Lauren went. Oh my God,
no,
Friday.
Lauren, no.
Well, she got
Aw.
out of there.
I mean, well, maybe it's one thing if we got like I don't know. I can't even really like because I've been
KJ said
She
one of the
she
daughters look
stuck down
like
Miss
him.
Boogie down.
because
I don't know. I think
I
she's still very hung up on Nipsey. I don't believe because I
because
think his
Oh,
timing was off on that one. It again, it could be anything is possible in that daggone industry.
well,
But
that's true.
I believe that she definitely curbs him. I don't see her as messing with him now.
Okay,
Prior
Georgia
to
P said,
Nipsey,
yeah, she checked him for posting a picture with her. He changed the
yes,
verbiage to my sister.
yes.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
but
There, thank God.
thank you, Lauren, because I mean
I can't even say this man right here's a piece of work.
but you know what?
Yeah.
Nipsey's God bless the dead. Nipsey, he seemed like he might have changed her perspective on life, like just the way she thought about some things. Because he seemed to be quite different from the other industry guys. So he might have changed the way she functioned because she seemed to get
Miss Boogie down,
more.
you got a question.
Okay.
They say
Uh,
that was PR. Okay.
Oh well, she
Thank
said.
God. I'll take all that. I'm sorry. Y'all ain't get no pushback from me on that with that. Mm-mm.
She's she seemed to get more like reserved when she was messing around with Nipsey. Like she kind of held her own public image in a different light than when she was with like Wayne. She was out and about with Wayne, and Wayne, she already got a kid with him, and that's on her list. It's like, ugh, you got him on your list, baby girl. And I know some of us have slept with worse, but Wayne, mm mm. Now and then if
But
she
that was
go,
Wayne before the gremlin looking Wayne, though, wasn't it?
he always looked like a gremlin.
No, I mean he looks horrible now.
He definitely looks horrible now, for sure.
I
Like,
love Dwayne.
and did
That was my
I
boy.
love Lil
I
Wayne
like.
too,
Yeah, I like. He
but
definitely look crazy as hell now, though.
you
And
know
I
what's
thought
crazy?
I think he's very talented. Like I love
He,
his wordplay. I'm very impressed.
he is
But he looked crazy. But when she got with him, oh, he was one of the hottest things smoking right there. So
no
I wasn't mad at her for that.
Wayne had that run from like 2005
Yeah,
to
yeah.
2009, actually longer than that.
Longer than that, yeah.
Yeah, but he had a good run where
A
he,
great run. Great
but
run.
then I don't know what happened to him. He the
Them drugs, I
the
He's
swear.
lean,
skateboarding.
That
He's
yeah,
cup, that
skateboarding.
cup.
the lean got to him
He's
bedtime. Come on,
skateboarding.
yeah, he just
Yeah, he is just he so far removed, look like it. Oh my
Mm.
God.
I'm lucky as a Scorpio, but I'm nasty as a Scorpio, but I'm a lucky Libra. He Wayne has been one of my top fives, but the just the whole point of it is too many went. I just
A
think that he
lady
like
gonna leave me alone. She gonna leave me alone.
Catholic school.
She
Vicky
gonna
went
leave
to
me
Catholic
alone.
school, I think.
who
Vicky, you.
me?
Yeah.
Yes, Catholic school.
She gonna talk about do I have sympathy for him because he went to Catholic school.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Uh,
Vicky. I thought you saw when I highlighted them. Let me go back. That was
I walked away from my phone.
oh, okay.
I ain't got no sympathy for Puffy. I
Me
don't. I
neither.
really don't. Cause
And
I
we
have
want him
been
to go down, but
yeah. I've been disliking him since shit. When did I thought he was weird when I saw him do the tribute on I think it was the MTV Music Awards when they did the
that was
whole
BET.
was it BET Awards?
Mm-hmm.
They sang with Sting.
Oh no, that was MTV.
Are you talking about the Biggie tribute?
Yeah, the Biggie tribute. When I saw that, I'm like, this is weird. And I was still like a young teenager then.
Okay.
I think I was like 14 at that time, and I'm like, this is just weird. Like
Vicky said, mm-mm.
no, and then I just kept
Making
hearing.
the band made him weird to me. I'm just like, oh my God.
I didn't, and I watched someone making a band, but then when Dave Chappelle did it, it just brought it into
It
perspective.
was funny.
Bring it down.
Breast milk, you made my day. Like,
Oh my God.
And had them walking across that damn
yeah,
bridge to get him some cheesecake and stupid stuff
Yeah.
like that. It
had
made no
Now
Babs.
that's
sense.
where I wanted to go when I went to New York. We ran out of time. I did not make it to Julius.
Had Babs on there. Let him fight. Let him fight. Let him
Oh,
fight. And then
Babs was the truth. I love Babs.
they had, what's his name?
That was
Chopper.
funny.
Chopper was on it, and then from your neck of the woods, Lady T Bug. What was his name?
And they say Sarah her husband got a divorce. Sarah was talking shit by Diddy too.
Yeah,
Well,
Sarah was
supposedly
funny.
Sarah was getting down with the get down too, cause Sarah is
That's
Yeah.
his
so
type.
messed up. That's so yeah. They say they walked in with her bent over, baby, but
But
allegedly,
her
allegedly.
listen, her husband is Tony. Tony was doing a lot, but I could see why he was like, cause she was very very pretty. Um, I could see why he'd be nervous about her getting around all these rich men.
hmm
Um, but
Tony was the bomb.
so
Call
yeah,
it what it
right.
was.
Tony was definitely a bum, and Tony was like, listen, this is my last chance. Like
He was
she ain't
like
gonna leave me here
Nesto.
with
He was like Nesto. I
Yes,
feel
yes,
stupid. I feel
yes,
stupid.
that's
she ain't gonna leave
Lady
me here with all
T.
these kids. If she leave me, I'm going for child support.
He was so trifling.
I
I
mean,
was,
he really
he really,
was.
he had no problem being a bum to the fullest. Like him and Sarah were like my favorite couple that I just hated. I was just like, they look like a younger version of Bobby and Whitney. They were so dysfunctional. I was just like, oh my God.
Girl, yes. Sarah and Tony, when Tony would call and Babs would get got into it, which like I forgot what Babs said, but she basically clowned. She's like, well, I don't want Tony. I'm saying Tony can't be in the studio. All right, that's what I'm saying. My friends can't be in the studio. Tony can't be in the studio. How about that? How about that?
Miss Boogie now, this one for you. They say Lorianne on the witness list.
Ooh,
Oh
is she?
no.
I
Cause he
heard.
whooped.
I mean, of course, we can't see it.
Ooh,
Oh
cause
no.
I heard he whooped Lori Ann's behind.
Oh Lord. That was the choreographer lady, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh Lord. Not Lori.
Yeah, was making the band, and so they said Aubrey can't testify because she don't have enough evidence. She got the business side of things, like right.
And I don't understand, like, where are the dudes at? Because
We
even like
wouldn't
with
know.
him
We wouldn't
trying
know.
to,
Go ahead, Miss
oh,
Vagina.
okay. Okay. No, I was saying, like, yeah, where are the dudes at or whatever have you? Like, I get it. You wanna to me that makes the case even stronger when you got like him, and these guys, if they're bold enough to come out and talk about it, and stuff like that too. Like, is it because to me, like the women, I just think it makes it worse because we just live in such a double standard type of society, and they just is I just want to hear. I hope that there's more men that testify. That's all I gotta say. I just hope more men are in this.
I hate to break it
Right
to you,
now
but
it's even 2-2. The two
yeah,
men started it off, and then we had Cassie and Dawn.
I don't think it's that many men coming up there because I think a lot of them have been in compromising positions with him. I mean,
Mm,
you think about. I mean, I think he uses the typical S abuser mo. He gets you in a compromising position. He befriends you. He kind of like did like 50 Cent said he
Oh
thought, oh,
Lord.
let me take you shopping. And 50 was like,
You
I
saw
can't
how he was
stand,
in Fabulous face like he did Fabulous. I
but you
miss
ain't
you.
party. I miss
Why
you,
you won't
daddy.
come party with me? Why you won't come?
And Meek Mills.
Oh
And
gosh.
You
Meek
there, y'all
Mills.
done ran Meek out of town.
Y'all done ran Meek out of town.
Meek, it's so bad with
Free
Meek
Meek.
Mill that they
Free
said
Meek.
that they got him, like they're passing around an audio of Meek getting done in by Diddy.
Oh my God. I
There's
that
On
that would
Twitter.
break my heart. It
They
really
said
would.
it's on Twitter, but you ain't hear from Lady T Bug.
But
Oh
I
Lord, that
heard
would
it, and
break my
I'm
heart.
like, well, listen, if I ain't got no video with it, I can't believe it. Like, I'm just gonna say this is just something else. This
That
is,
would devastate me. That right
but
there would crush my heart.
listen, I mean, Meek was in the pool doing laps for Diddy. Come on, you gotta work for it, Daddy. Yeah, come on. You
Yeah, that
know,
was disturbing, right? The daddy thing. Why you keep calling these dudes daddy?
he called Fab Daddy.
I know.
Fab looks so, I
Why
mean, looks
why
so
you ain't
uncomfortable.
celebrate your 40th with me? He was like, I was with my
Why,
family, my kids. I saw
but
that.
but you ain't part.
I was with my family, my kids, and he was like, "Oh, you don't call daddy to come hang out for your 40th? Like, well, like, what's that all about?" I was like, "Ew, what are
I ain't
you
gonna lie.
doing?"
I ain't gonna
Where
lie. I think
though?
Noriega might have got down too, cause Noriega he don't,
Where is Nori?
huh?
Where is he talking right now?
No,
Yeah,
Nori ain't talking. Nori ain't gonna say nothing. Hey, Hank
yeah.
Sangria. No, Nori Nori is like, I ain't saying.
Lady
Nori,
T-Bug, he ain't talking.
they ain't saying nothing, cause that's like, well, I don't need anybody to know, cause Diddy
Mm,
ain't gonna come out and say all the names unless truly like unless they were offering him a deal. I doubt he would say any of the names that are on those tapes. And I bet you they got those tapes. I bet you, because there's not enough men like rappers and stuff coming out. Like you said, there's not enough people coming out. Some of them people are on those tapes. I truly believe the feds have gone through all of the video, audio and visual tapes and evidence that they collected from his house, and they've notified all these people. It's like, are you aware that you're on video recording doing this at Sean Combs's house? And they're like, I'm what? I'm what? Yeah, I'm on video. Yeah, you getting bent over here on
mm,
this day. The timestamp says this. The
mm,
metadata says this. And a lot of them are just shutting the hell up. Like, we got
mm,
like the Fat Joes and what of the world and whatnot.
Yeah, I
mm.
would love to know about French Montana because I can't stand him.
Oh,
I was
French.
about to say Frenchie, yes. I believe Frenchie definitely took a sabbatical for shame. I definitely think he took a sabbatical for
Because he
shame.
came out of nowhere.
Yeah, you don't hear nothing about French no more. Like, where are you, French Montana? We got to put an APB out on Frenchie. Where is Frenchie right now?
Yeah. And Mr. Bentley, they say Mr. Bentley married, he work in the corporate world. I read an article about him. He has a nice looking family.
Mm, mm.
Farnsworth.
Yeah, you talking about the one that used to hold the umbrella for three
Yes.
hundred thousand dollars a year. I would have
Yeah.
held that umbrella too.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah, I would have tried to help you, Cassie, but
The Kardashians.
I would have held the umbrella for her as well.
Oh, you don't remember when Paris Hilton was on Ellen's show and she was
Hmm.
talking about the Diddy parties? Like, this is the best party she's ever been to in her life.
Oh,
She
baby,
was
she
talking
was
about Diddy
effed
parties.
up. I wonder would Nikki say that.
Who? Who?
Her sister, Nikki.
Oh, yeah. Right. I know, because Paris is like the dysfunctional one, right? Like, we can't give her away. Like, she's the worst Hilton of all time and stuff like that. But yeah,
Right.
be very curious to know what Nikki's part was, because like Paris, it's just like you hear it and it's just like, yeah, that makes sense. Like you don't even feel like, oh my
Oh
God,
yeah,
what
they
did they
said it was a
do?
rapper. They said it was a rapper, say Jay. A very popular rapper. When
That
But
all
the
these
was.
celebrities now swinging to support him, this is why I would support him even if I wasn't one. Like, especially, I gotta I can't. No, 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 no.
well, also the
What
Oh, it's
Kardashians
supposed
call
too.
to be
Jay?
Crystal. They were saying that what you call it? The wasn't it? It wasn't a rapper. Wasn't it supposed to be Christopher Williams?
What
Was Yeah, it was supposed to be Christopher Williams. They
from
the assist, yes,
the
don't
show?
wake me, I'm dreaming. Yes, the
Oh,
singer Christopher Williams was supposed to be the singer that was giving him fellatio while and the assistant walked in on him. It was Christopher Williams. It wasn't a rapper.
Lord, where
Yeah,
is Stevie J? Hey, Glow.
that's been the rumor in New York for about 25 years now.
Oh, thank you for the local team, Miss Boogie Down.
Uh-huh. It was supposedly Christopher Williams, the singer.
Yeah, I heard Christopher Williams too. I have that book. I got the book. And my mama read it because she read it before me. I just didn't finish it. I was like, okay. I
It was
mean,
one of them big.
you
Nikki
know,
was
mom.
too busy going through rituals with the Rothschild. Nikki Paris. I mean, Nikki Fields, excuse me. Nikki
Oh,
Fields.
yes. Nikki is a Rothschild now.
Oh Lord.
I heard CW2. Okay, Miss Boogie Down. They heard CW2.
Yeah.
I heard.
No,
Yeah, I
that
did.
was that. So when it's like when you hear certain things New York wise, like that has always the GAY rapper was supposed to be Keith Murray. Like we hear a
Oh,
lot when you're like in the local with his most beautifulest
yeah.
thing in the world, right? It's like we hear a lot on the local streets, but that was like in the room of like for over 20 something years with Christopher Williams, and that almost broke me down because I was
I
like,
can't
nah.
even watch the damn thing no more with him on it. Lord.
But you know that
Oh,
for Say J, I heard like Devontae. He's messed up in the head.
Devontae
So,
I
Swing,
follow
yep.
why.
and that was my man. But when I was a little girl, that was like that. You know how when
Mhm.
when you a kid, you claim you
He's
claim your
one of
men.
us too. He's a Libra like us, Vic.
I
Oh
know
man,
Oh
we love,
my
no. Oh
love
no.
Mr. Swing.
m-
Yes,
I
yes.
my
Be
friend Ricky,
crazy.
she loved Mr. Dalvin. She even named her cat Mr. Dalvin. I love me some Devontae. Without
Yeah.
you, baby, I feel worthless. I'm living on the
Oh my
edge.
God. Oh
It's
no.
what I love Devontae, and he's talented too. But the stuff that he was doing after he left Diddy, like
Mhm.
locking the swing mob up in the studio and pistol whipping them and stuff, like he
Yep.
was doing. So where does he get that behavior from? I wouldn't be surprised if like a lot of
Yeah,
them
they said Craig Mack had that bye-bye and he is gone. Rest in peace.
was that. Oh,
Mhm.
I didn't know that about Craig Mack. I thought it was due to that church he was in that he.
No, that's why he joined that church, they said. But he
Yeah,
was
he
trying
was
to,
trying to get away.
yeah.
Oh, I just want to say like Mace. There's a reason why Mace ran away to the church, twice and then came back. He finally feels comfortable enough
Nothing.
to.
Missy, Misdemeanor, Elliott. Who?
Oh, Missy,
Well,
girl,
yeah,
they
because
said.
Genuine was down with Devontae Swing, and he was one of the first people who was talking about this dude is crazy. So then it was like because they all aren't they all like from Virginia or something like that, so or like the Virginia Maryland area, I
Yeah,
think.
that's the shit I be talking about. With these men be around Miss Boogie Down.
Mhm, mhm,
They're from the
mhm,
DMV area. Yeah,
like that whole Maryland to like Virginia, like
Baltimore, the
yeah.
DC,
Mhm,
Virginia area. Yeah,
mhm,
yeah.
mhm.
Missy was too. Now I have heard Missy is the turnout queen. She was the turnout queen back in the day.
Wouldn't shock me.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
I
Wouldn't shock
mean,
me.
it just is what it is. And I mean, you got to think like all these people you see
And that's why these are people that we get to see that I don't be feeling like they be the most talented. Like the people that I be feeling they just drop off the face of the earth, and this is why
I mean, there's some
they
people that
not
are.
down with this shit.
There was one girl. She was Billie Holiday's great. I think she was Billie Holiday's great granddaughter or something. Tasha Holiday. She came out like in '96, and I thought she was so talented. I really liked her. I
She
really
went down,
liked.
but Vicky, she wasn't willing to be sacrificed.
And I mean, but you
Mm.
also got like look at the groups like Total. Total. They. I remember reading Right On magazine, and they said like they specifically said that they have limited vocal capabilities in their write up. Like they're limited in how what they can their range and everything. And they weren't like great singers, and they didn't really dance like that or anything. I mean,
That's why they were
Keisha
gone.
Keisha was cute. No, they were popular. But like
Keisha
so
and
that
Monica are cousins. That's how Keisha got in the industry. Keisha and Monica are cousins. They are first or second cousins. The singer
Wow.
Monica. They're actually cousins. Because that's the one. Keisha's the one that's married to Omar Epps, right?
yes.
Okay, then that's Monica. They're cousins.
So, but my point is that I didn't know they were cousins. Thank you for the
Mhm.
information. I have to, because I know Monica is cousins with Ludacris
Mm-hmm.
and I think one other person, but they they had to be getting down too. Keisha, I heard she was like another person that they turned her out, and she was
Mhm.
getting around, because she had to. Now Pam, um, I did hear
She's
she was.
considered. She's on both teams.
Right, but I heard she was a turnout queen like Missy,
Oh
and
wow.
Kima. I didn't
Kima.
really hear too much. I just last I heard she was like sleeping around on people's couches. That's the last thing I heard about her. Now that's just what I
But
hear.
she was married to damn it, was he a ball player? She was married to somebody, but yes, things kind of went rocky for her, but I don't think it
Mm-hmm.
had to do necessarily with her career. I think it was after her marriage faltered or whatever have you. But yeah,
I'm
that
laughing at the other
is a little different there.
shit.
Um, right. This is like the beauty salon. Um, but yeah, Keisha, the one that's married to Omar Epps,
Mm-hmm.
Monica's cousin. She was industry
That's
serve around.
horrible. That's
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah, I heard like she
Mhm.
was, but she was the cute. She was like the cute one. I thought they were all
Mhm.
pretty, and they all had their own distinct look. But Keisha was the one like what because I'm like, what did
Mhm.
she sing? What did she sing? Because she just had the voice. Go ahead, daddy. I mean, that's all she was doing.
I'm just
She
trying.
was like
That's all I can
T-Bar.
say.
She
I'm
was the
like,
sex
damn, that's
appeal.
so wow. What? What? Shoot, like the one from 3LW. She said, "Oh my God, I feel so bad for her." Telling her I couldn't. Well, I'm a weakling, so I couldn't make it through the whole one. But the
Now, which one is this?
Keely, I think her name Keely.
The lead singer one?
Mm-mm.
The
Other
other
one.
one?
Keely was the one that was she had the lisp.
Yeah, I
Yes.
thought she was the one who, because wasn't that's the group that Notori, the one that's from like all the Power series, right? That's she was
Yes.
part of that group, right?
Hmm.
So isn't that one that y'all talking about with the list? Her parents were the managers or something like that.
She was a
Yes.
pass around.
Yeah, but
Okay.
her parents, well, she was a pass around by choice because her parents were the reason when Notori interviewed about the group breaking up or whatever have you. Her parents was the one who was managing them, and Notori made it seem like they was trying to make her like the Beyonce, and that's how her mother got her up out of the group. And then what you call it? They
Adrian. Adrian.
yeah, that was the Spanish one.
Hmm.
Right, but she wasn't. No, the other one with the list, the black girl with the list, because they
That's
all met.
Keely.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
Keely.
her mother or her mother and father I don't remember which one of her parents or if it was both of them, but they were the group's manager from
I
that
rem-
group. So if
I
she
think it
was
was her.
being passed around, it's because she was
They
being exposed because she was the one who had the most leverage in that entire group.
I think from my understanding, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, her sister was the one that was with them, or like the manager. I thought it was the sister and her mother
Yeah, B2K. Mm-hmm.
that were like kind of managing them and in control of things and kind of controlling who got front and center stage. Now if
Yeah,
she, now you're right, if she was passed around, it's by their, it's kind of like what Aaliyah's family kind of sort of did to her,
mhm,
just like, oh, you just do what you're supposed to do, go ahead and go do it, like
right.
you
How
want to
is
you
her
want to get
uncle the
famous, don't you?
executive of the record label, and yet your daughter is being
Don't get you
your
on that,
niece
Miss
is,
Boogie Down.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
your niece is with the hottest up and coming producer at that time, and was able to sneak off to Vegas and get married. Like, what are y'all doing? Like that, her uncle ran the label, so that's why I said with that girl from 3LW, if that is the case, I never
Yeah,
really
go look it. I
followed you
mean,
on
now y'all don't gotta
that.
look it up now, but she, I don't know, I can't remember. She wrote a book or something. I saw it a while ago, and I was
Hmm.
like, what?
Mm.
Something
True.
about, I don't know, I mean
I just rather work or do 9 to 5 because I can't do this. I just don't know
Yeah,
how I would be able
this
to
is crazy
function.
work. Because as a parent, like what's going on with you that like you're living literally vicariously, clearly through your child? Because that's what they used to say about what you call it, the one that's married to Nelly, Ashanti. That's what they were saying about her
Her
mother.
mama, too?
Well, her
Her mother.
mom was
Mhm,
on, I mean,
mhm.
but her mom was like in the
Was in
business.
everything. She still is. Like you still can't barely catch a picture of Ashanti without the mama, unless Nelly is there with her. But it's crazy. Like these parents trying to live
Yeah,
vicariously through their daggone kids, and then it's like you're losing sight of making sure that your kid is being okay in this business and not getting pimped around by all of these
right.
daggone
Cause
predators.
that what's that Nickelodeon one that just came out? Not just came out, but recent, what, last year?
Who?
The
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon. Wasn't that Nickelodeon?
Oh, Dan Schneider.
Right. Like, come
Mm,
on, man.
yep.
Like
Amanda
it,
Bynes. Amanda Bynes. Yeah.
Amanda. Oh,
Oh, the crazy girl.
Amanda. I
Yeah.
I believe that you got to also recognize that like a lot of these mental health issues, they manifest like between, like with Amanda. I'm not quite sure what her diagnosis is. I think it's somewhere.
Yeah,
I
but do
want.
you know what happened to her before then?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would think. I mean,
but
oh God.
Is that the
well, my
reason and why she probably was like so strung out on drugs herself?
Yeah, yeah.
well
That's
Okay.
my
what I'm thinking.
my
Okay.
point is that the family is just like, oh, they're fine, they're just well adjusted. Oh, well, she's making money. You think money is just the end point. That's the measurement of happiness. Where meanwhile, this man is over here like playing with their. I guess that his thing was feet. This man is over here playing with feet. And like, and when your teenage daughter and he's paying special attention to her and you don't know what the hell is going on. If I ever
Talking
have a
about they
kid,
friends. How the hell
yeah, they
y'all friends?
well, friends. Like,
Mm-hmm.
no. I
Well, look at
mean,
the other girl with the Harvey Weinstein, right? What was her name? Rose McGowan, or I'm sure I'm jacking up this poor woman's name. The actress
No, I'm
that
bad
was
with
on
names. Don't get me.
with the three. It was the three of them. God bless the dead. Shannon Doherty. All of them. They were witches, and she was.
oh,
Oh,
And
the
she was one of the
craft.
ones that originally broke, not the craft. It was the
no,
other one.
yeah,
It was the
oh
other
God.
show. It wasn't the craft though. But you
Oh,
know who I'm talking about. It was Shannon
I know what you're
Doherty.
talking
It was,
about.
but she was the one who was one of the first ones with Leah Remy that started talking about this casting couch that everybody was like trying to figure out what was going on. Because remember, Leah Remy from Who's the Boss, that she was saying, not Who's the Boss, that was
Now who's the boss?
Alyssa Milano. But Leah Remy, well, the last one I remember is King of Queens, but I know she did something before that too.
She was on
Um,
Saved by the Bell. I remember her on that too.
but she was the one who was talking about like Scientology and all this other stuff,
Oh
and then
yeah, Leah.
and
Yeah.
then the other one was talking about like, yeah, and how they was all like part of this like casting couch. She named Christina Applegate. She started throwing out all the names of like all of these 80s stars and stuff like that. And then
Hmm.
when they were talking to Christina Applegate, she started talking about what's his name? Because he's still acting, and he's weird too. Joaquin Phoenix's brother, what was his name? River Phoenix, I think. He
Not
Yeah, River.
River.
OD.
Yeah, River. Hmm.
Right. And then
Was it
they was
River? River was bad too. Wait a minute. River was
River was the
young.
one. Yeah, he was the one. He OD'd at like 22 years old. That was like him and Christina Applegate was like best friends. And she was saying that that's what happened. He got turned down in that industry. He couldn't take it. He was like a drug addict at like 18 years old. He couldn't take it. And he OD'd. And
Mm.
they were talking about, but even like then you were hearing about
Hmm.
this casting couch or whatever have you. And then when that girl with the Harvey Weinstein situation, from that show with Shannon Doherty and all of them. I think they all were witches or something like that. Charmed. There you
Charmed.
go. There you go. Thank you.
Hmm.
Charm. That she was talking about like how they was being pimped out through like, and how for them to get these roles they had to get on his casting couch. She was one of the first people to break that story about him, and she pulled like a Britney Spears. You saw her and then she like shaved off all her hair, and they was trying to say like she was crazy and stuff like that. But yeah,
Oh
because
Lord, that's
that industry is just is demonic. And again, these kids are getting pulled in so young.
yeah,
And I know for a fact, like Shannon Doherty, they was like her mom was on it. They was like her mom used to be there every audition and everything, but how she even used to talk about like, why are they leaving their kids to do
yeah.
like
Why they
these
gotta go behind
auditions,
this
right?
closed windows
Yeah.
Without
and
me
you
being
can't see
there.
your kid?
There
Like
you
what the
go.
hell? Like
There
my
you
kid
go.
gonna do the same performance in front of me than they are outside of me.
And Lady T,
Yeah.
but the person, the actress you're talking about, I think is Dana Plato.
Dana
Yeah, that's
Plato,
the
yeah.
name. You know,
Mm-hmm.
huh? Not Willis. What was his name? It was Willis on there. Todd. They went
Todd
through.
Bridges. Yeah,
After
they
that,
did.
they went through it.
But
They
you,
did.
you know what? I mean, but it had been going. It's been going on for so long. This, I mean, this has been you. I love old Hollywood tea, so I do follow like a lot of channels that have, and I, who have these stories, and I kind of try to keep up with some of them. Even like back in the 50s and the 60s, this was just it was what it was. Like that was just you that you have to play to get paid, and it just kept going on until Me Too came out, and then some people kind of overdid it, like using it in the wrong context, but
Yeah,
just like every other kind of movement, somebody comes in
yeah.
and
Shirley Temple. Yeah.
oh yeah, Shirley was there's a one actress, Frances Farmer. I mean, there's a couple of different actresses who really had it bad. Judy Garland.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Judy
Judy got her
Garland.
give her school covered out the
Huh?
Yeah.
what the Gone with the Wind, whatever this shit is. Not Gone with the Wind.
The Wizard of
The
Oz.
Yellow Brick Road. Yeah, the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. And the other one, that the daughter was in Star Wars. I can't ever think of her name. The Debbie
Oh,
Reynolds.
Debbie
But
Reynolds went through it, but
wasn't her right,
Carrie,
but I'm saying her mom,
Debbie
she
Reynolds.
yeah, Debbie Reynolds was her mother, right? Yeah, she too. Like, I mean, this has been like the history of time. And that's the bad part when you get to nowadays, and you just mentioned it with this Me Too movement. It's like, it's kind of like, it's great that it's about, but it becomes a day late, a dollar short, because these people for centuries have been getting away with this behavior, that you
Yeah.
get deviants like this idiot that we're still looking at on TV and on our phones. That this is why that behavior continues and continues and continues, because all they're doing is being groomed, because they said that he was groomed by Clive Davis.
Oh
And
yeah.
Clive
Yeah.
Davis is looked
True.
upon to being one of the industry's, sweethearts or whatever have you. But you let Babyface and L.A. Reid tell the story, that ain't so much the case. You know what I'm saying? But at
But
the end of the day,
here's the thing with Diddy. Like he. How old was he when he started working with Clive Davis?
well, he was with Andre Harrell first.
Okay, he was
Oh yeah,
with
he got
Harrell.
fired.
So,
He
Yeah.
yeah,
was with
that's when he
Harrell
dropped out
first.
of
Mm.
Howard. So we want to say with him too, between 18, 19.
Okay, so that's when he started with Clive Davis.
No, he started with Clive Davis. He was already, when did he get Bad Boy? I want to say he was already in his early 20s, but he started
I think
off
it was
with
like
Andre Harrell.
1993 when he
That's what I'm
opened
saying. He's
Bad Boy.
born in 69. So yeah, he
Okay,
was about 23, 24 years old when he started Bad Boy.
so if he
But
gets to have an excuse, then I mean, and because that's of an age that if he's like 24, that's of an age that you kind of start to know, like, hey, so this is not right, this is wrong. I'm going to do things differently. I he the not It's not just with him. It's more than just the 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 deviant behavior. I mean, he's
Mhm.
deviant all around. Like just with the type of contracts that he made these people sign. Like, look at Cassie's 10 album freaking contract,
Yeah, that
Mhm.
was a
and she's
crazy.
her talents are limited. You know what I
And
mean?
Vicky, you was talking about it with the locks. What was that with Jadakiss said with them? Because they had an outrageous one too.
Yeah, they took it to the radio.
But they,
Right.
not only that, and I think they took it to the hood too. Like, so it was a little different.
Was my
They
boy?
had they had a defense mechanism where Cassie did right.
Right, and then
Right.
there are men too, and it's three of them,
Yeah,
but
because
she
them
I
said, "Oh my
projects where they
God."
from in Yonkers, New York, though they are not to be played with. You
I
always hear
love
about
They
Brooklyn,
they
but
would could took it to the
I
yeah, they
radio.
took it
That
love
to
was a
the street.
wedding right there. Diddy
yeah.
tried to come back on the radio and talk
He's
shit.
like,
Nobody finna
what
go
y'all
back and forth with you.
y'all over
Yeah.
there talking about? Ain't nobody gonna throw no refrigerators off the roof. And Jada Kiss, Puff. What are we talking about here? Do the right thing. And I love Chic, and I love what's my
Styles
guy?
P. Styles P.
Styles P. Now Styles
And
P.
Styles P had went to jail too, so shit, I don't
Styles
know. But
P
they
is
got out of it. They got out of it. That's the point.
Styles P is the crazy one. That's the one. Styles P is the one who's calm. He's a vegan. He got a juice bar with his wife.
Yeah,
He's
he's
trying to
very unbalanced.
he writes comic books. He's just trying to practice a good way of life. But this is a man who, when like he's nice until he's not nice, and when he's not nice, he turns into a complete psychopath. I mean,
Well, quick sidebar with him too, and we have these life altering experiences as parents. He has a child that committed suicide.
I
So
remember
Oh,
that. I remember
his
that.
mental is a little different than the average person.
did who
Yes,
was
You
it?
know what I
Jada
mean?
Kiss? Who was that looking for their daughter but couldn't? Was that Jada
that was
Kiss?
him. I
No,
think. I
that was
think
Styles P, and she
that was
she
Styles.
she she, she killed herself.
Yeah,
She
she
brought
Okay,
it to
okay,
because that
okay.
yeah.
So okay,
That was
wasn't
okay.
she
Styles
like
P.
she was
She
like
was in
trans.
college or something, right?
I thought she
Yeah,
was transgender and she was struggling.
she
Oh,
was.
I
She
never
was.
knew. I never knew. I just knew she was missing. Okay,
I
okay.
followed. He used to interview on a radio station I would listen to on XM radio quite a bit. He would go on there pretty frequently, and he would have like really deep he would open up and have deep conversations, and he talked about it. He talked like more than he did like, let's say, the Breakfast Club, because Breakfast Club they ask so
Oh
surface
God,
level
they
question.
right.
Yeah. No, this one it's no longer on XM radio, but Rude Jude, he used to like he would get them in a comfortable place, and Styles P, he opened up, and I really was attracted to his personality because he and his
Yeah.
wife, they banded together, but Sheik, he's the they because I love when they talk about their fights, because they one thing about the Locks is that them boys will come together and fight in a
If
New
you knew
York
them
minute.
projects they was from in Yonkers, Vicky, you'd understand why. They are telling the truth when they say it was a concrete jungle and Mary was their neighbor. it was not a game in those projects there. We always hear, when you hear New York City, you always hear about the Brooklyn and the Bronx. I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you, Yonkers is definitely giving us a run for our money. Them projects where they was from, it was a different type of animal over there, so they are survivors.
I
Oh
mean,
my
like to
God.
hear them talk when they had to go into Detroit and fight. Who did they fight?
Detroit.
They went to Detroit, and it was somebody. It was one of their crew that got into it, like that, got drunk and got messed up. So they weren't gonna let their
Probably
crew get.
Jadakiss, because Jadakiss look like he be drunk.
I
He
don't.
do,
Was it
he
Jadakiss?
do.
Sheik wasn't there,
Nah,
but it was.
it wasn't any of the main guys. It was the Rough Riders. But
Oh,
that but
okay.
that
No,
Oh,
that
this
okay.
no,
Okay.
this
Oh, they
was
say they got it. Is that it? The name right there?
Rough Riders.
no. It was it. Let me. I'll think about it. I'll come back. Let me think.
All right, now I gotta go to bed. Now I gotta go to
I know.
bed.
I know. I'm thinking
You
real
gotta
quick.
hurry up. I'm gonna be wondering about this all day. Come on,
Cause
kid.
they got into it like a big fight, and Sheik was like, "I love it, I love it."
Mr. Cheeks. Oh, Mr. Cheeks passed. Did Mr. Cheeks pass away?
No,
Somebody from
Trick. They fought Trick's crew, and they fought they that was in Detroit. They fought Trick's crew, and he said, they were honest. He's like, "Yeah, we lost that one, but it was, it was what it was." The best interview I still love to this day is, I
Oh,
don't know if
she
you
talking about I'm sorry. She's talking about the Lost Boys. It's not Mr.
yeah,
Cheeks.
the Lost
It was the
Boys.
other one.
Freaky
Oh
Ty,
my,
not Freaky Ty, Freaky Ty.
Freaky
It may
Ty.
have been
Freaky
Freaky
Ty.
Time.
Yeah. Freaky Ty got murdered. Yep. In
Yeah.
99. Yes, Freaky
Yeah,
Ty.
Freaky Ty, and another one passed. Pretty was it Pretty? No, Pretty Lou still
Nah,
living. Or is
Pretty
it?
Lou is still with us.
There's another one that
I knew
passed.
it wasn't one of them. I like I said, I better get the name wrong, but
No, because the other one is Big Nice. That was the DJ.
Big
Big
Nice.
Nice. He's still with us.
He got locked up, didn't he? Which one got locked
Yes,
up? No, it was
yes.
Pretty Lou. Pretty Lou got locked up,
Pretty,
and then
no, because Pretty Lou is
because his
um
Pretty Lou's son
Freaky
is out
Ty
here
got
trying to rap.
Freaky Ty was the one who got killed.
I like
And
Freaky
then
Time.
I thought it was Spig Nice, but maybe you're right. Maybe it was Pretty Lou. I mean, my favorite one was always the front runner, which was Mr. Cheeks. So
Yeah, he had those. He got them. He had that look.
he just had,
But
yes, he did. Yes, he did.
but
That was
yeah,
always my guy.
I know you gotta go to bed, so I'm gonna wrap up my
I want. I'm
thoughts.
like, you got to tell me the name before.
Oh, the
Oh,
name of
what you
the
say their name was again? I'm
it
finna
was
look for it.
Trick. He fought Trick's crew, and they well the locks, because I don't think Sheik was there. Sheik's like he missed that fight, but
Oh, he was
it
hot.
because I guess because Sheik's mama passed away, so I think he went through a piece like a period of like he wasn't always with them. He kind of missed out on some money. He talks about how he missed out some money, but the best interview that if you really want to like go look up the Taxstone interview with the locks.
Mm-hmm.
That's a real if you want to like kind of
I got
get
all this homework.
if you
Yeah,
really want
yeah.
to kind of dig into the locks a little bit, like or look up like not Chic. Who
Styles
we do?
P.
Styles P on Shade 45 interview. Those are good interviews with with Styles P, because he really does open up quite a bit. Like because he's in a comfortable setting, and then the one with the entire Locks interview with
Mhm.
Taxstone, they were drunk and high as hell. Like
Sounds fun.
I
Sounds
mean,
fun.
man, I know Tax got locked up and he did whatever he did, but Tax. I miss that podcast so much. That was one of my favorite podcasts. It was Joe Budden, Tax Stone, sometimes the Charlemagne's podcast, and the Read. I mean, man, I miss my Tuesday lineup, but I'm glad I have Lady T Bug.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Me too. Me too.
Y'all don't
But
kill me. Every time I say we not gonna be on here long, we do because we end up like
but man, because I can talk hip hop. I can like when you start talking hip hop, I was like, yes, yay! I start getting happy. Um, my last my thoughts like Puffy is. I think if Puff doesn't get convicted of this, he's still going to suffer, just like Ernest. He's still going to suffer because the face card
Mhm.
has declined. Like, yes, people are still going to acknowledge him, and people are still going to regard him as, oh yeah, Bad Boy has this like storied history in the hip hop industry, and he introduced us to all these artists and so forth. But he screwed over all these artists too,
Right.
signing them to these lifetime contracts and so forth. Um, God knows who hasn't come forward, because a lot of these men are not going to come forward about the stuff that they've been involved
No.
in. We're not going to hear half the stuff that we need to hear, and I'm pretty sure the feds have tried to interview quite a bit of them, and they probably just, they stonewalled them. So, and we don't. The witness list has not been released. Am I correct?
No, I don't think so.
So we don't know who they're gonna pull out. We don't know if they're gonna pop somebody out, because it could really it could really affect somebody's career, somebody's reputation. I
Family
would,
life,
yeah, their family life. It just it's unfortunate, but I mean, the good thing is that nobody's gonna sign to him. He does not have any brand deals. Bad Boy's probably gonna fold, um, unless somebody's. I mean, I know he was the CEO of Bad Boy, but he. I don't even know. Does Bad Boy even have any artists at this point?
That's what
So
we were talking about earlier. Like, when was the last time Bad Boy actually released music besides, Lil Junior's
Oh,
trying to
boy.
Harlem Shake? Miss Boogie Down, they say he not from Harlem. Give me the tea on that.
Now, who is this one?
Diddy.
So what happened was, very quick story. Diddy is originally born in Harlem. His
Okay.
father was a big time drug dealer and got murdered in Central Park when
Uh-huh.
Diddy was about 3, 4 years old. And then they
Mhm.
moved to Mount Vernon. But he is actually born in Harlem. He was not raised in Harlem. And that's
Okay.
why everybody always has an issue with him, because it's like, you were raised in Mount Vernon. So it's nothing wrong with, your beginning roots or whatever have you, and acknowledging you were born in New York City. This is a fact, but you were not raised in New York City. Like, you weren't even in school when your mother packed up and took you and your sister and y'all moved up to Mount Vernon, which is the suburbs of New York. So you're not even from the hood anymore. Dude was playing cricket in high school. Now you ask the average black kid today, what the hell is cricket? And they ain't gonna know what you're talking about. So the mere fact that he just has this urge to be this urban kid that he really never was and was shielded from is the ultimate sad part of it all, because his dad was a street dude. His dad got caught up in a drug buy or whatever have you. And then the word on the street, from when
Mhm.
my dad was a cop, was like, they think that the cops set his pops up because his father had like cops and stuff like that, like on payroll.
Mhm.
But they don't know. It's never been anything that was proven. And basically, he moved to Mount Vernon, but his dad was a big time drug dealer in New York City. And yes, he was born in Harlem and moved before he started school.
one more question: is his mama his auntie?
Nah, Janice is his mama. Back in the day, Janice was a bad chick. Janice was a bad chick. And so, like, I want to say no, because Janice is like 80. So she had him in her early 20s, but Janice was about that life. Janice was the original Margie Harvey. She was about dealing with them dudes with that paper. Yeah, Janice was, she's very well known, and she is originally a Harlemite. But Diddy was born there. You did not live there, sir. You were not raised there. You've been gone
Mhm.
way before when you first started walking. Your family relocated to the Mount Vernon area, where yes, like Albie Shore, Heavy D, all of those people are from. So stop playing. You was not, and you was a suburban kid.
And they
You
don't think
were a
it's weird that
suburban.
he be kissing his mama in the mouth?
Oh God.
I mean, it's his mom, and it's not a practice
With
that I do
passion.
with my sons, but
With
I'm
passion.
like, I'm with you on that, Miss Boogie Down. Don't
not
push that.
it's not what I practice with my sons. But I will say also, the Wayans brothers kiss each other on the mouth. So I mean, it's to each his own. I don't know what's
I got
going on in
questions for them
these
too.
Mm.
I mean, but
Ugh.
he
to
kisses
each his
mama.
own.
They said he over there talking about his mama can get, or she can still get her legs. She can still raise them legs up, like he's advertising for his mama to
That's so
to.
yucky. Ugh.
I mean, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
what they think about that in Harlem? Like, I mean, do they think that is that the practice in Harlem? I know
That's
it's
Mount Vernon.
in
And
some
just to
place.
answer a lady 747, no, he was not a drug dealer ever. Like his mother literally gave him a good life. He has a sister named Keisha.
Does
Miss
he?
a lady
Yeah.
747. Yes, he has a sister, a younger sister, Keisha. And
Mhm.
no, he was not a drug dealer. Now, I'm not saying that he didn't get in the game, but his family the Combses were very well known in Harlem, and trust me, that was not a life that he would have been able to get involved in. He's got uncles. I don't know if they're still with us, but he's got uncles on his dad's side that was not an option for him. That dude was never a street pusher at all. That they had money. They come from the original when the gangster got killed or went to jail, the family was taken care of. This boy went to and went to schools that were paid for, private schools. He was not a street dude like that. Now, what he got into once he started and got into the whole bad boy family, I don't know what he's been doing, but no, that was not his story.
Mm. Yeah, because when I
So,
was listening to old boy talk about, I think it's ASAP Bird dad that drew the bad boy label
oh really?
logo with him, and girl, it's not a good, it's not another, it's another bad story. Okay,
What?
he did not
Okay.
want to pay him,
See this step. Okay, keep going. Keep going.
and I think if I remember correctly, his dad got killed.
Who we
Um,
talking about?
I
ASAP
think it's
Ferg.
ASAP Ferg. His dad, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, I know I messed up a name now. He's the one who drew the bad boy logo. And they say that man that's up there on trial didn't want to pay him. And he kept
Oh,
coming down there trying to get paid. And he was unalive, I don't know what, he was selling like clothing and stuff like that, like how y'all do it. I don't know what the word is, in New York. He was selling like clothing, stuff like that,
Oh,
on the side of the
okay.
street, but I don't know
is
what
it?
y'all
Okay.
call it up there.
Because it seemed
Yeah.
like okay. I got this. I got to search this now. Do you have the story? Do you have the story? Like,
No, I don't have it. It's just things that I watched throughout time that I'm thinking of now that I'm remembering. I think it's
Lord,
ASAP Ferg died.
I want now. I got to go. You think Lipstick Alley got it?
I don't know.
Because Lipstick Alley, I get all my old tea from them. Like it, but okay. But ASAP Ferg has worked with him. What happened? It may not. Okay, because it says his
His
dad
name
died.
Fence. Is his name Fence? She trying to help me. Say J trying to help me.
That part I don't know. But like I said, as far as Diddy goes, I don't know what he was. I wouldn't be surprised at any of them with these underhanded deals. But again, that was not how that young man was raised. His mama really, really tried to keep him shielded from that because they had money. They had
Right.
money.
Mm-hmm.
And when you went, especially in the 70s, which is what his family did, when you went to like Mount Vernon, and them
Mm-hmm.
homes, like those are historical. Those homes, as we say, in New York, they got good
Mm-hmm.
bones. Those are some very well built 100-year-old homes that are still standing firm, like knocking these new homes that they
Oh,
build
these
in
new bills
24
are
hours.
shit.
Right,
Oh,
right,
oh man.
right. His family had money, and they lived very
Oh,
decently. And his mama was taken care of. Trust me.
The new houses are horrible. I'm hoping, that my stepdad, I've told y'all he's a carpenter contractor. I'm hoping that he lives long enough to help me build my house, because he restores houses in the French Quarter, and the stuff that they build now, yeah, horrible. But I mean, it's fine if he wants to put if he says he's portraying a character. If Diddy is a character, and that maybe that's what their defense is going to be. It's a character, that he puts out there,
Mm-hmm.
and he's really Sean Combs, and he felt well, I don't know. I'm not giving the defense any ideas, but if he felt the pressure that he needed to keep up with the larger than life lifestyle, and the rugs help him keep up with his lifestyle, and kept him on track. Who knows? But I just say if he doesn't get convicted of the stuff, his name is mud, like, out here. His name, especially with the clear people. You know what I
I
mean?
just
Like,
think this song big.
okay, thank you. Yeah.
Now, okay,
So
if Samuel Rose or Lipstick Alley talk about it is more than likely true. Okay. What about TMZ?
well, I mean, TMZ has been wrong sometimes. So
Yeah, he was. I saw the information with BMF. We talked about that, and I was telling y'all that's how they say Jeezy got from up under him, because he has signed Jeezy. You know, when he was with the Block, with Jody Breeze, and I forgot the other guy's
I
name,
forgot about Jody
but that's
Breeze.
how they say that they got out of that contract. Big Meech said,
He was scared of BMF.
He was scared of Suge. He was scared of a lot of folks. He tried to
I
recruit
know you
them.
saying them that people say he was finna run out there at Mel's Diner and get Suge.
That's they're
Right.
trying to catch him
Okay.
off guard, but like he
Yeah.
Suge
was
say
No.
he's
he was
so happy
scared.
they didn't come out there, because it would have been it would have been body yada 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 yada. That's what Suge said. He
But
happy.
I'm gonna say this, because if he connected to my husband, because I am a widow, so my husband Tupac
Mm-hmm.
expiring too soon. Because baby, I cried at my little 12-year-old ass cried when Tupac was slain. Because I was
Oh.
I was about to go. We were only here 5 days in Vegas, and I walked. I was getting ready to start walking. I was so mad. My mom didn't understand why I was so upset over a rapper. I was getting ready
Right.
to.
Because you were what, 12?
I was
12,
12.
13?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
my
sure she
mom.
was confused.
She's like, she kept calling him Tupaki. Why you? What you crying for over this Tupaki? And
Oh my God, I'm about to
I,
pass out.
I screamed at him. I'm like, it's Tupac. Cause that's my husband. I still to this day I say
That's my
that,
favorite. Yeah, that's my fave.
He's
cause
definitely in my top 3.
girl,
We
yes,
know who not in our top three. That's JC.
no,
Wait, he ain't
girl,
in my top. He ain't in my top anything. I am not
he's
a
not it.
fan.
No,
Oh, just boogie
No, no, I'm
he,
not a fan of his, and I'm not a fan of Biggie's. To be honest with you, absolutely
Yeah,
not.
Biggie
I,
ain't have
So,
enough
Biggie had,
out for me. I'm sorry.
Biggie has like one song, and then when I really dissect the lyrics on the song, I'm like, wait a minute, this is talking about some horrific stuff. Cause he's what is it? What's beef?
mm,
That song,
He say, mm.
if you sit down and listen to the lyrics, like, wait a minute, this is talking about um something horrible, like the charges that Diddy on trial for. So they were into. I wouldn't be surprised if Biggie was involved with some of that kinky stuff too. Like, we know Lil Kim had to be. I mean, I think the whole, not, well, maybe not all of Junior Mafia, but like some of them were involved in that. I wouldn't, Lil Kim, and Foxy Brown, and I mean, to me, it just seemed like they were all around.
well,
Hmm?
no,
Right. I
Foxy
can
was
see that.
different. Foxy was more on the Jay-Z side. That she was part of the It was Nas, AZ. She was down with that crew because they were trying to compete with Junior Mafia that had Little Kim. That's how Fox Boogie Brown came on the set. Now that's my girl. I'm not a fan of Little Kim's either, but I definitely think she could rhyme. I just don't like her. But nevertheless, what you call it? Foxy was with AZ and Nas and what were they called? God darn
The
it!
Firm.
The Firm. There you go. There you go. There you go. While Jay-Z was allegedly essaying her as well. So yeah, not a fan
Jay,
of his at all.
Jay, for some reason, Jay-Z is still protected. I mean, they have maneuvered their way around these people. I just think, like, to me, what it seems like is Sean Combs, when he recorded these people, he didn't tell them that they were being recorded, all of them at least, and it was his time now. He got too wild, too loose, too reckless with his stuff. He should have paid Cassie, and it seems like it's a history of not wanting to pay people, wanting to screw people over, and getting too big for your britches. So guess what? Now you got to stand trial. If the government wins or loses, um, he's mud out here. Like he is. His name is definitely mud, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard to rebuild that. He's what 50? How he's how old?
55. He'll be 56.
55. Yeah.
He's 55, and whether he's an innovator or not, if he can come up with a brand, just his name became his brand. So even if he can come up with an idea, I mean, how are you going to brand it? Like, how can you be innovative and when all he's done is really banked off of his name? So you can't do Sean John anymore. I'm surprised if that even still in existence. You can't really do Bad Boy anymore because I mean, people will sign because they're desperate enough to sign. What else he had? I think the Ciroc deal had gone away. I don't know what else. What other
Yeah, definitely
investments
don't
he
have
Saying
Revolt. I think he
they
sold Revolt. I
Revolt?
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he really is mud out here. He may have some money, some funds left over, but I don't think that's gonna really last him because I mean, he has to leave something to his kids. If he claims to be a good daddy, it's not looking good either way. I mean, once you get
Hmm.
these kind of charges on you, you're done, boo. I mean, you're done. And as far as Cassie goes, she got her testimony over with. You know that
He
it,
may be called back up. You never know.
I mean,
Yeah,
they
we
could.
about to wrap it up, Miss E. Miss E said, I gotta go. I gotta get up at 5 a.m. Bye.
All right, y'all. They could call her back, but she got a testimony over with. I mean, just think this is
Yeah,
only
that's
the
it. She
first.
made it through. Oh, yeah.
This is only the first week. We got
Yeah.
about
It's
7 more weeks
crazy.
of this. I mean, shit, girl. I'm already exhausted. So
Yeah,
thank you,
I
Lady
agree
T
with
Bug,
you.
for coming back twice.
Check your
I
message.
appreciate it.
IG.
Okay, I will check it. Thank you, Miss Boogie Down. Have a good night. Chat. Have a
Yes,
good
babe,
night.
you too. Yes, yes, yes.
He said he
I
probably
have
has
no
kids'
closing
money and
remarks.
protected trust. Okay.
I
Miss
have
Boogie,
no
That's Miss
no
Boogie
closing
down talking.
remarks. These people are crazy, and I'm a fight a lady 747. She gonna leave me alone. I just know the error because, like I said, my brother, who once was very much involved in the music industry, they're the same age. They've come across each other's paths and stuff like that. And originally, our family, we're from Harlem, so that's why I know so much about this particular deviant. Not proud of it, but I know he's full of crap with all of this, trying to be somebody that he's not. But at the end of the day, it's just like my thing is just like we just live in a real bad time in society. Where unfortunately we get to witness things that we shouldn't get to witness. Folks should not be running the country based on the allegations and things that they've even been prosecuted of. And it just shows you that we just come from just such hypocrisy in this country. And that's why I say it doesn't matter. Like this dude, at the end of the day, he's going to still be who he is. And
Yeah.
I just don't see, other than yes, maybe the fame for him, because I think that's what probably separates him from the Jay-Z's, right? Jay-Z
Yeah.
is not in the spotlight like this dude. This dude is on this see me, love me, like you gotta, I'm
Mhm.
here, and just when he should have just been sitting his behind down. I never couldn't agree with Suge more went from them Source
Yes.
Awards when he told him sit down, like like let the artist shine and let the artist be artist, and he gets up on there like, well, I'm young, I want to dance, I want to party too, but you're supposed to be you're supposed to be the
Yeah,
producer.
you're not the talent. You're not the
You're not the
artist.
daggone talent. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's just it's sad. And my prayer originally from the beginning and will continue to be with this young lady and anybody else that was affected by him, because we are starting to see in our society that these deviants that are doing all of these things to these women, and again, it has no color on it, and it seems like it's really the youth. They're grooming them younger and younger, and just people like him are just getting away with too much. It's really just disgusting, and it's gross. That we just as a society we have to wait for, because my whole thing is I want to know why the feds are really after him. What really went down? What deals did you make that you didn't keep up with, that now all of a sudden, because he's been in plain sight for years, and especially if you're a New Yorker and you're from the city, these allegations, like I said, even going back to the one with Christopher Williams, this was like 25 years ago. I was in my 20s, you know what I'm saying, when these allegations were coming about with the deviant behavior. So, I mean, it's just disgusting. And no matter what, yeah, he's 55, he's going to be 56, and his reputation definitely is tarnished, and it's not going to be the same, but he's got enough money to have a start somewhere else. And that's what bothers me about it. That's why I
Yeah,
said,
I
for
get what
me,
you're saying.
I want him in jail,
Me
because at
too.
the
I
end of the
want him
day,
in there, but
you
I'm
ain't
just like,
getting, but we're realistic, right? And the reality
yeah,
is that
yeah, Miss Boogie Down.
he's
You know where I'm
probably going to
coming
be
from. Like,
right.
would we
We're
be
realistic.
heartbroken? We would. It was
Hmm.
sting. It was sting. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then overall, like I said, with the real, minorities that are out here between us women of color and these men of color that are really trying to do something, they always get to dangle somebody like him over us. Because even though they got the Epsteins and the Harvey Weinsteins, it doesn't stain them and their generations coming behind them like it stains us. Like this here will set us back, and that's just the obvious part. No, we can't let them be too far in control, because see what they do when they get a little bit of power. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad, because they allowed this pit bull to be running around the neighborhood unleashed, and then when he turned around and he's been biting folks, now we want to act surprised, like, well, why is he doing this? Because that's what animals do. You know what I mean? They
Yep.
conduct themselves like animals. But as always, it's a pleasure. Thank you for this. It was nice little break away from the whole Nesto, Sonia, Shirley thing. And in real time, like I said, my prayers just go out to everybody, not just the Cassie, but because she's
Yeah.
on Front Street right now, definitely her family, her kids, and anybody else who is affected by this dude, because people do take their lives based on traumatic experiences that they've experienced or whatever have you. You don't know what mental state that
Yeah.
he has left them in. Forget the physical, but just hearing a little bit of things that I did listen to about her alone. I mean, my whole thing is I just hope she continues to be in therapy, and I pray that she just continues to do the work on herself and invest in herself or whatever have you, so that this deviant doesn't win overall, because people are going to judge her. We already know this. And like you said in the beginning, the sad part, this ain't even about him abusing her. She just happens to
Yes.
be a witness to what they're trying to prove
Yes.
about him.
Yep.
And yet the people will make this and target this about her, and her, well, she wanted it and she liked it, and that's why she kept doing what she was doing. And it's just sad. But again, my pleasure always being on your panel, and have a good one and enjoy the work week coming up.
All right. Thank you, Miss Boogie Down.
You
Thank you
got it.
again, Vic to the Veil. I think J. Mary Beyonce to collect another kind of different girl. Okay. All right. All right, y'all. I'm about to go to bed. I gotta be to work. I ain't gotta get up at 5 a.m. like Miss E, but maybe an hour, after her. Saying here and that her husband can truly not hold what she did in the past against her. I get it. I get it. So this was good, y'all. So now we'll just do like mini updates. I feel like we caught up. So we'll do a mini update maybe tomorrow about Don's testimony. Nothing too, nothing too graphic. And then we'll get into the content of the day on what's Monday? Oh, Mindful Monday. Good night. Good night, Vic. Check your message. All right, y'all. I almost found another picture to put up here. That's why I'll bust out laughing. Good night.